Hello, everybody. Welcome welcome to another CCWC episode. I believe this is episode 10 now, actually. And joining me tonight, we actually have a full crew. We have the ever-present Vale Scarecrow.
Hi guys.
We have the car-crazy Canadian Bloody Thunder X.
I'm just crazy in general, but hello.
We have, I can't remember the name I gave him, Game with 71.
I don't remember my own nickname either. It's
No.
fine.
And we have the ever-loving Lolicon Opieman 100.
Oh, hi.
Alright, so Survivor Series 1988, I think if I remember when I checked the card recently, this is just entirely still Survivor Series matches at this point, so...
Yep.
Yay, I guess?
Everyone must survive.
I looked at the card, and yes, there are only 4 matches in this.
Oh, 4 matches in a 2.5-hour pay-per-view card. This is going to be
Wow.
interesting to say the least.
So I'm just trying to do the math in my head here.
It comes
about
out to about 40 minutes each, roughly?
Yeah, about roughly 40 minutes is about right.
And I don't know which is worse: 4 matches taking up a 2.5-hour long pay-per-view, or 15 matches taking up an hour and a half pay-per-view.
Well, if the Wrestling Classic's anything to go by.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think anything for at least a good while, as far as I can think of, will probably be as bad as the Wrestling Classic.
Well, here's the thing. Sorry, carry on.
And I was okay. Well, let me correct myself. It's not that it wasn't even bad. It was just boring.
Were you there when we did that one?
What, the Wrestling Classic? Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I thought WrestleMania 4 was going to be just as bad, but when you weren't there for that one, but for those of us that were, it wasn't actually that bad. Like, it wasn't good, but...
It could have been worse.
I was
guess.
I was expecting half of us to be fast asleep by the end of the show, but... I don't know. WrestleMania 4 didn't end up being nearly as bad, and it was nearly twice as long.
Alright.
Just a heads up, Scarecrow is the only one currently with access, really, to commentary, so...
It's
Or audio,
just
pretty much.
Jesse talking. It's nothing special. Jesse and Gorilla.
Well, at least I'll say this though: if there is anything of particular note, please let us know.
Gladly.
So, who do we have? We got Ultimate Warrior, I think that's the Blue Blazer, I think.
Yes.
And a bunch of people I can't tell because the camera's
So-
not running.
Just Honky Tonk Man.
Honky Tonk Man, but he's on the other team. Oh, it's Brutus Beefcake, isn't it, on Team Warrior
Yes.
at the moment? And
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
right.
beefcake.
where are the other two? The Young Stallions or something like that?
Is
Yeah,
Bad
this
News
is-
Brown in this match?
Yep,
Yes.
he's on the other
Yes, he is.
on the opposing team.
If this is Team Warrior versus Team Honky Tonk Man, this would have probably had to been after Honky lost the title to Intercontinental
I
title
think
to Warrior.
we just saw Warrior with the title around his waist a minute ago.
Yeah.
I think.
Warrior did have a title
It
around
has
his
to be the
waist.
IC strap then.
Yep.
So let me just say this.
What is who's the guy in the striped pants again?
Which one, Beefcake or this guy?
He just got in the ring now. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
No fucking idea.
Although keep in mind this was before my time.
This was
Oh,
before
yeah.
all our time, I think, apart from maybe Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're actually the only one that was alive at this point.
Yeah, probably.
This
I think I'm looking at all the participants. I'm gonna guess it's Ron Bass.
Ron, what?
Ron Bass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you said baths.
Yeah,
Bats.
that's why I asked him to repeat it.
What the
Coming
fuck
to the-
is
coming to
Brutus
the-
wearing?
Coming to the ring, Ron Bath Salts.
I can see part of it. I don't want to look at his fucking ass. Ugh.
And just Beefcake always had really weird wrestling attire.
Beefcake was
For
just a
some
weird
reason.
wrestling in general.
He was oddly popular and was always Hogan's ally
Bitch.
for everything. Yeah, bitch.
So yeah, 4 matches. 3 of the 4 are 5-on-5. And what idea? Who came up with the idea to make it one of them being 10-on-10?
But that's for
Elimination
like
match.
5 tag teams, isn't it? Per team.
See,
So
here's the thing, right? I know Greg the Hammer Valentine was doing it for longer, and that's pretty much always been his attire and style. But I can't help it. Every time I look at him, he just looks like a chubbier Ric Flair.
You know,
you're not wrong.
you're very much not wrong.
He's always looked eternally 50 years old as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah,
He was born that way. He came out like his mother looking that.
he just came out the room. We just came out the womb bored.
That is how the
would-
Woodwecker was invented.
He would have been 37. He was 37 at the time of this pay-per-view.
He doesn't
You're
look
joking.
37.
He looks about 47, and that's
Yeah, he was born. It says he was born 1951.
Jesus Christ.
The Woodwecker.
In reference to the FF14 playthrough.
Oh, god damn it.
Did you keep that audio file I sent you, by the way?
Yes, I did.
How's this? Just for my sake, how's this sounding? By the way, the current microphone I've got here.
Is it technically feedback that's picking up? Is that the word for it?
Feedback?
You know, it's like you can hear the buzzing every time. Like I hear these other guys talk, and it just sounds like I can hear their voice. But with you, it's like I can hear like a fan or something that's on.
Oh yeah, that's probably my fan in the background.
Oh, you
sorry.
actually do have the fan on. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's fine. It's not a big deal anyway, dude. It's not like we take these seriously.
Bad news, Brown.
We got some bad news. Bad news Brown's on the card.
Here, I can try turning on some.
Dude, don't worry about it. Keep yourself cool.
Yeah.
Well, I just turned
can't
on some. I just turned on some of the features on Discord to see if that helps any.
Actually, it has. I can't hear it now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Look at that.
I made it better.
Discord feature worked.
Oh God.
Somebody alert the presses. Where the fuck is my drink, by the way?
I should.
But yeah, I
probably
tend
get
to.
one. I got some
I tend.
eggnog with some brandy.
Oh,
Yeah,
eggnog. Fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, same here. I hate
It's like
eggnog.
drinking semen.
Yeah, but you put some alcohol in it, you don't give a fuck that it's eggnog. So
Well,
that's just me. I'm old, so.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
So, I'm gonna take a look at all the. So the blue blazer. That.
Oh, we know, obviously.
Yep. That's Owen Hart. That was that was a brief stint for him. He joined the WWF the summer of that year, and then was released around. And then I guess he left around not much long after WrestleMania 5, so he wasn't there for very long first time around.
I don't think. I mean, was he ever really in a match that wasn't like a big man multi-match like this or the Rumble or anything? I don't think he had like a proper singles match on pay-per-view until he became Owen Hart.
Yeah, it's also just a twist of. Let me see. Was this his first match? I don't think it was.
No, I am pretty sure. Actually, maybe might be his first Survivor. His first WWE pay-per-view.
It was his pay-per-view. It was his pay-per-view debut, but it was not his first match. Yeah, it's really.
That makes sense.
It really is kind of shocking thinking about it now. Just his first WWF appearance and last WWF appearance as the same gimmick.
Yeah.
It was just all this stuff in the middle that mattered
Right.
when he was just Owen Hart.
Well, most people associate Owen Hart, and obviously with the early '90s, we're still like in the late '80s at the moment. So, like, obviously, I think Owen Hart. I think like probably 1993 onwards. I guess. I don't really think about the Blue Blazer stunt at the end of the '80s.
Blaze.
Right.
Look at that roid belly.
Not down with Brown.
He looks about 6 months pregnant.
It's actually worth noting about Owen Hart too was that prior to his death, he was originally going to be the one who was supposed to be the Game, not Triple H.
It was meant to be an entire gimmick though, wasn't it? The Game thing instead of just like a instead of just like a promo type of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Triple H didn't really roll. I mean, he kept calling himself the Game and all that, but they never actually went anywhere with it. So
That was just part of his that was
Yeah.
just a part of his character. But he said, according to him in several interviews, he said it was just a way to honor Owen.
Oh wow.
To be fair, he didn't really need it anyway. Either way, he would have still been champion 99
Oh,
anyway.
most definitely.
Oh, by the way, since this is 10
Oh, yeah.
since this is now 10 episodes, it's now gone further than Thunder and I's old podcast, which only lasted 9.
Oh damn.
I
Woo!
to be honest, I think it helps that we just do these like we're watching it together. And
Yeah,
we got,
the
like, more
problem
people
with the
involved.
old podcast was we had to get an episode out within a week of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
which
and we
wasn't
had to
always
like
possible.
write all of our thoughts down, and I was doing it for a while, and I couldn't even keep up with it anymore.
I had to write down I had to watch the pay-per-views and then I had to take notes throughout the entire pay-per-view. Fuck doing that.
Damn.
Oh, dude, I still got the fucking text files. I'll show them you one day.
Do you still have those?
Yeah, I basically created a folder for like all the things, for the thumbnails and stuff, and I've still got the entire folder somewhere.
Jesus.
Very rarely do I actually throw anything away. I'm a bit of a hoarder.
A hoarder, he says.
So
Don't-
yeah,
Stop getting excited, Opie. That's what you think he said.
I'm just looking at some other things. So Brutus Beefcake was 31 when this. He was 31
Be right back.
during
No
this. Jim Brunzel.
That's isn't that Hercules?
No, just Jim Brunzel.
Huh.
Hercules is in the last match alongside.
This guy looks like a
Austin
big,
Savage.
fatter, older Hercules. That's all the guy in the ring.
But no, Brunzel would have been 39, I believe, at the time of this match.
He looks a lot older than that.
Sam Houston was only 25. And then of course, the Ultimate Warrior was 29. Or, yeah, 29.
No, he was actually 39. Nope, you were right first time.
No, I was just looking it over real quickly to make sure.
It's like that wasn't. It's like, yeah, that was a 2, right?
Oh, and next year, obviously, next pay-per-view, we will be in the final year of the 80s. We'll be starting 89 pay-per-views.
That'll be the Royal Rumble first, then.
Yep, of course. Raw Rumble's next.
Yes.
Oh wait. So was the Stripe guy already gone?
I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I can't see him on the apron anywhere.
Oh, we just lost someone.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sure he'll be missed.
I'm
sure
sorry.
he'll be-
It's just some of these. It's really hard for me to tell who they are, just because I didn't grow up with.
It's the same.
with these
Unless you've
people.
got an interesting gimmick here like Warrior, you're not really going to remember who anybody is.
Like, I obviously know. Like, of course that's the thing, because it's like I know Beefcake, I know Warrior, I know Blue Blazer, I know Honky Tonk Man. Those are ones I remember, and I did know Bad News Brown, and I do know Greg Valentine.
I think it's the guys mainly from like tag teams and stuff. Well, obviously they're harder to remember from this period if they weren't tag team champions.
Up until it was like Bret Hart that was in here.
Unfortunately, it doesn't help that we haven't got audio as well, and the only guy that does have audio is pissed off somewhere.
Honky Tonk Man was 35 at when he did this.
Oh God, he landed right on his ass.
Ouch.
Oof. Ron Bass.
I've heard of things being a pain in the ass, but that's ridiculous.
Fuck. Ron Bass was a month away from turning 40.
Huh.
Uh,
Nice knee drop.
Dangerous Danny Davis was 32.
I just realized I don't know how many of these guys I actually have on the 2K roster to simulate the matches with.
Oh shit.
And Ben Bad News Brown was the oldest guy there. He was 45.
He looks every bit of it.
Yeah? Yeah, he does.
Eh.
can't wait to get to the fucking racist promo stuff between him and Piper at some point in the future.
Wait, when
WrestleMania 6, I
WrestleMania
think?
6. Yeah, the half blackface.
Actually,
Paint
not nearly as
thing.
far away as I think. So I think the next Mania is 5 that we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be 5. Yeah.
The craziest thing about that is he painted himself like with like half blackface, and it's like he was going in as the face
Yeah.
of the match.
It was the 80s, dude. 80s in wrestling. I mean, Jesus Christ, it may as well have been
it wasn't just the 80s. It was the first. It was the start of the 90s.
If you want to be pedantic, fine, but you forget that if you got to take off in about 30 years when it comes to wrestling as well. So it was more like the 60s. You know, fucking hell, wrestling was still doing gay jokes up until the mid 2000s, and it was getting popped for fuck's sake as well.
Yeah, that is very true. It's a wonder that Goldust is still even a thing today, given what his gimmick originally
I
was.
think it's just primarily longevity now. People recognize him. If he's not wearing the gold paint and all that, I don't think people are particularly interested in Dustin Runnels, so...
Yeah.
The craziest thing too was that was how Brown left the WWF. He barely left over over a disagreement with Vince McMahon. He was told that he'd become the first black WWF champion, and
Yeah, I believe that.
Vince failed to live up to his promise, and Brown was like, "Screw this, I'm out of here."
He was nowhere near good to be champion. But then again,
And then
Nav was half of the fucking winner. Nav was half of the champions list, so...
yep, that is true. And then, very unfortunately, Brown that passed away in March 2007, age 63. Cause of death was heart attack.
Damn.
Yeah, that is kind of upsetting, but hey.
Yeah, let's play a game. How many times this night are we gonna see fucking Jimmy Hart at ringside?
Oh, yeah.
Too many
I'm gonna
times.
guess
Every
throughout
single
the
match.
entire pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm guessing the same, actually.
I'm actually looking this up
Don't
right now.
don't spoil it then, dude, because I want to be surprised.
Okay.
At least 3 of the matches he's gonna be involved.
I still say all 4 of them. Probably the hardest worker on the roster isn't even getting the fucking ring. He's in every single match.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart was just one of the hardest working people in general.
Well, he's got to put over Hogan somehow. If Hogan won't
True.
put in hard work, Jimmy will.
True.
It's the most exciting finisher in wrestling, the sleeper hold.
Also known as a standard spot in today's wrestling.
Not really. I mean, you see if headlocks, but how often do you actually see
Well, oh
sleeper
yeah, that's
holds
right.
now?
It's more so like a headlock or a chin lock.
I think they had Dolph Ziggler try to use it for a while, but
Ah, yes.
Instead of putting-
Zigglypuff.
instead of putting the fucking opponent to sleep, it was putting the audience to sleep.
It's like,
I
you
was-
know, moves like that are legitimately dangerous. It's just
If you lock it
boring
in
to
properly.
watch.
I always wonder how many people mistakenly thought that Jimmy Hart was a member of the Hart family.
I'll be honest,
growing
when
up.
I first got into wrestling and I watched like these old pay-per-views, I actually did think he had something to do with the Hart family. Not even just because of the name, but because he's got like really dark hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Same as Brett, so I thought maybe there was like a cousin connection or something there.
I know, it's just coincidental.
Mm. It's with the rocket fuel, man, in the ring now. Can't stand this fucker. He in the ring, he absolutely sucks. But goddamn, Warrior's got an awesome character.
I mean, in reality, the main thing about his gimmick is being... I don't know. I was trying to think of something. Oh yeah, one of the things that everyone noticed about about his gimmick. He loves the ring ropes. Like, he loves bouncing that top ring rope up and down.
It is funny to see. Running the X handle, because yeah, that's really fucking entertaining. It's actually gonna knock somebody out. Alright, goodbye to whoever the fuck that was. And since Scarecrow's not here, he can't tell us.
Nope.
Curses.
Yeah, he saw who was in the match, said fuck this, and went and did something else.
And Warrior's just cleaning house.
I think Warriors just won the match.
You might have.
Wait, Warriors won the match. We're only 20 minutes in. Fuck.
Well,
But there's only 4 matches on the card. Damn.
well,
Oh,
we're gonna be
God.
here a while.
No, you see, what's going to happen is all the matches are going to be about 20 minutes and we get 2 hours of Hogan grandstanding at the end.
Oh my god.
Are you going to sing your song?
Of course I'm going to sing the song.
Yes.
Is Hogan even on the
I'd
pay-per-view
be
this
surprised
time?
if he's not on the pay-per-view.
let me check this.
Just check the main
Yes.
event.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Oh, of course he has to.
Yes, I will sing the fucking song. It's become tradition at this point. To be fair, a relatively tame match, but yeah, kind of dull altogether. Could have been a lot worse considering who was in the match, though.
Warrior.
Warrior, Badgers, Brown, a bunch of unknowns. Yeah, it could have gone a lot worse. Demolition.
Are you guys ready for a 40-minute plus match? I am.
No.
I think this is where I'll grab my tin of popcorn.
And we got Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchett, the condoms in the top right,
God.
No,
Fabulous Rougeaus, and
no,
the
that's
Bolsheviks,
the
I think?
That's the conquistadors.
I thought it was that, but I was thinking, no, wasn't that what Edge and Christian were?
Also the Hardy Boys too. Those conquistadors.
We got the Rockers, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, and the Young Stallions, I think?
I think that's the Young Stallions.
Yes.
You know, it would have been some shit if one of Jimmy Hart's teams was on the other side as well. It'd be like, damn it,
Mr.
who am I
Fuji.
rooting for?
Unfortunately, we can't hear the theme music here, but X and Smash had an awesome theme song.
Who am I supposed to cheer for, damn it?
Didn't they once do that? Like, one of the managers had a team or a member on opposite sides, and they...
I think, ironically enough, it might have been Jimmy Hart.
It might have been Jimmy Hart. Either him or Bobby Heenan.
I can't remember. It was either like a team match or it might have been a singles match, actually.
It might have been last year. I can't remember, to be honest.
Still, the thought of that is pretty hilarious, though.
It is interesting, because I don't think they've done it since... I did it once, and then they never did it again. Oh, there he is. Alright, we're 2 for 2.
Yes. Jimmy Hart.
It's your boy, Jimmy Hart.
I think last year when we did this, he had a different outfit every time he came out, if I remember.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. Every single fucking time. I think he was there for like 4 of the 5 matches or whatever it was on the card. Every single
Something like
time
that.
in something different. Powers of Pain.
That's painful.
Otherwise known as Legion of Doom knockoff number 27. Yeah, no idea. I'm gonna go with Young Stallions for those two because I'm not sure.
The Hart Foundation.
in the hot pink.
The Hoff.
It's the Rockers.
Yep. And the
Yep.
British Bulldogs.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, Davy boy.
A team full of who can sniff the most cocaine in 10 minutes.
Oh, the 80s.
Hulk Hogan's not here.
No, that's because that's the main event. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Brother, dog cocaine.
Whoever gets the most gets a title shot against Hulk Hogan.
Where they get to take the pin.
But you get another
Yep.
free line of coke, brother. Seriously, look at this. I'm surprised our ring isn't collapsing under this mess.
I know.
Let's
I
just
was gonna think of something witty and clever, but I couldn't.
everybody having a circle jerk there.
Circle jerk.
Bobby Heenan. I do miss you.
And
Yes.
there's Mr. Fuji.
Oh yes.
Who
The
was
brain
starting
is-
with here? Davy Boy or Dynamite? I can't tell. I think it's Davy. And wonderful, we can't see the fucking action in the ring because there's too many bodies around.
Too many asses in the way.
I think there was a suplex there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Davy.
Suplex.
Like,
And
no,
now-
but we're not playing Smash.
Oh shit! I just knocked off my headset.
And now we know why they don't do multi-man matches like this anymore much. Because there's no fucking room for the cameraman.
Even though, didn't we have a tag team Survivor Series match this year?
I don't think there was this many people there, though. Was there?
Yeah, it was.
Bullshit. The current WWE does not have that many tag teams. Not with the lack of effort they put into that division.
SmackDown
No.
division's okay-ish, but the Raw division's a mess.
Yeah. Like, the only legitimate tag team that they still have
Revival, probably.
is still AOP, in my opinion.
Who aren't even the champions anymore.
Unfortunately.
It's currently held by Chad Gable and Bobby Roode.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they won the titles recently.
I mean, at least they're doing something with them.
I suppose. It's not
Well,
like...
all those.
They had
Yeah, I'll give it
something
something.
really interesting. They could have had a really good mid-card, upper mid-card guy with Bobby Roode, but no, let's just fucking put him in every fucking comedy sketch we have. Fuck you, Vince. Fuck you.
Them's the ropes.
Indeed, them are the ropes. I forgot Arn Anderson was in the WWE at one point.
Yep. He was. Him and Tully Blanchard.
God,
And now you remember.
Could you
They were
imagine...
I believe they were known as the Brain
Yeah,
Busters.
they were. Could you imagine how badly if Ric Flair had come along and they brought one of the others along, they'd have fucked up the Four Horsemen.
Oh, if they had gotten all four of them at once, that would have been pretty damn shocking.
It'd have been shocking, but they would have wasted them madly.
Oh, easily. You know,
Great
Vince would
news!
have
You get to lose to
look at
Hogan.
Ric Flair, and it's like, you're jobbing to Hogan, and you're jobbing to Hogan.
It's gonna be a
You're
4-on-2, brother. The four of you versus Warrior and Hogan.
No, it would be a 4-on-1 with Hogan on top.
It's funny, too, because it's like, when Flair eventually came to the WWF in 91, and then he won the title at the Royal Rumble, it's just like, it was not Hogan who he last eliminated, and when he had his WrestleMania match, it was against Savage, because they somehow couldn't agree to come to a sense between to have Hogan and Flair in a match at WrestleMania.
Wasn't that though down to Vince that he decided against it because it wasn't doing very well on like the house show scene?
Well, I don't know. That's
Ironically enough, Hogan and Flair did have a match for
Oh
the
yeah,
WWE
eventually
title on Monday Night Raw.
in 2002.
Yeah.
Wasn't this during like that month where they were trying to do that, like that month or two where it was to be like that like nostalgia run for Hogan?
It was more than like 2 months, but he was there for a while during that run. But
Although that being said, 2002, I remember he was mostly putting other people over, which was shocking.
he came back with obviously the NWO, lost to Rock at Mania, beat Triple H at Backlash for the title.
Well, he didn't win it. He didn't
lose
beat
it
him
at Judgment
cleanly.
Day, though?
He did to Taker with a terrible fucking choke slam, by the way.
Wow.
That he forgot to jump for. It was horrendous. He
God
did
damn it.
get put in a bear hug by Lesnar and essentially started bleeding and just passed out, which really did put Lesnar over. Because obviously this was, pre-first title with Lesnar and all that. So,
Right.
but I
trying to remember.
I don't remember
That was
much
back
else.
when Lesnar was good.
There was one person I remember from during that 2002 run that I remember he lost to, which was like, in hindsight, was like, huh?
I think it was either I know he lost to Angle. I think he actually tapped out to Angle.
Oh, yeah, he did tap at the
Yeah,
angle.
because Angle had that stupid fucking wig on.
Yeah, that fucking
Yeah,
thing.
then the following SmackDown, that was the debut of John Cena.
Yeah.
They lost. I know him and Edge won the tag team titles, held them for a little over 2 weeks, and then lost them to Christian and Lance Storm.
Sounds about right. Then I think around the summer, just before SummerSlam, which I think he took some time off, and then he came back later in 2003 as Mr. America. I think.
Yep.
Mr. America.
Friggin' Mr. America.
The only good thing about Mr. America is they brought back the old theme song because he was using
Oh, yeah, because he was using, I think, what was it, Voodoo Child?
Yeah, Voodoo
That's
Child. That's it.
Yeah, his 2002 to 2003 run before Mr. America was with Voodoo Child. I wish he held on to that because
It was a
just a
good
nice
song,
jam
but
out tune.
it's a good song. But when it comes to Hogan and WWF, Real Americans, what everybody.
Oh no,
recognized
yeah,
them with.
don't get me. Yeah, don't get me. Yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong. I totally agree with that, but it's like, I don't know.
I love the fact that there's a piss tape. They gave that to fucking Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe during their fucking days as the Stooges.
Oh, yeah, wasn't Real American not even written for Hogan in the first
It
place?
was written for, I think, oh fuck, what was the team's name? The one from WrestleMania 1. Was it Barry Windham and what's his name? IRS. Whatever his real name is. I think it was written for those two, actually.
Maybe?
It was written for a tag team.
It
I
was
do
written
remember
for a
that.
tag team.
Because I think at WrestleMania 1, Hogan actually came out to Eye of the Tiger or something, didn't he?
Yeah, before he had Real American, he did have Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. But you know what Vince is like? Doesn't like to pay those copyright royalties.
Yeah, they did for a few years to have Undertaker's entrance theme be Limp Bizkit.
To be fair, they did the same with Living Color for Punk, so...
Well, wasn't Punk's entrance themes only licensed music? Because before he had Cult of Personality, he had This Fire Burns.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think they must have had that on the contract or something, because a bunch of different wrestlers have had that over the course of, 15 years or so, or whatever.
Even Orton had it for,
for
one
a couple weeks
match.
or something. Obviously, at the moment, they're paying for Ronda Rousey's theme song as well, so...
Yeah.
Rowdy Ronda.
Hey, he's
Oh, hi,
back.
Scarecrow.
You missed the first
He's-
match, buddy. You
Jesus,
didn't
No, I
know
saw the
why?
ending. I saw parts of the ending. I
Ah.
just didn't have it turned up.
Randy Rousey, man.
Rowdy Ronda, woo!
You know, to be fair, she's had a really good fucking year, her time in wrestling. Her.
Yeah.
She is.
Actually has.
She has surprised me. I thought she was going to come in. I thought she actually would put in some effort, but I didn't think she'd be nearly as good as she has been.
Actually, I got curious. There's a site called the Internet Wrestling Database, which which keeps track of all the matches wrestlers have been in.
Yeah.
We're going on about Hogan like almost always never losing. According to Internet Wrestling Database, he has this is just WWF. His tenure was 141 wins, 6 draws, and 30 losses.
How many of those losses were to like disqualification or something though?
Well, we'll find out.
I can tell you right now, you could probably half that number for clean losses for Hogan.
You can quarter that for clean losses as far as being pinned or
Nice
tapped.
spine buster.
He's fucking Arn Anderson, dude. He is the master of the spine buster.
He invented it.
I just realized I don't think anybody's been eliminated yet.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's been eliminated.
I think once one member gets pinned, the other has to leave. So I don't think we've got to worry about that. I'm seeing Conquistadors, Brainbusters, Powers of Pain, Towers of Pain, whatever the fuck, the Bolsheviks. Actually, I think there might be a team on. Nope, I can't tell. I can't tell, and to be honest, I don't really care.
Oh.
Okay. We've been talking so much we don't even know what's going on.
Hmm.
I'm amazed we can actually see the action right now, given how much man there is surrounding ringside.
More
No
steroids
shit.
than
It's like
man.
a wall of humanity.
Vince McMahon must be in the back jacking off right now. Look at those backs!
Big
Wow.
sweaty man.
Yes.
Oh my god, man. The ref almost got crushed.
Bye, ref. By wrestling rules, that means he should be down for about 10 minutes.
No, that's only if it's Mike Chioda.
No.
Or Earl Hebner.
No, if it's Earl Hebner, he'd be fucking half dead with a fucking oxygen tank on him. Actually, I think it is Earl Hebner, or at least one of the Hebners.
Earl, Brian, one of them.
It was more than likely Earl.
Which one's trying to sell gear out the back of their van?
Earl?
Wait, wasn't Earl's son called Brian?
Yeah, I always get them mixed up. Nah, I gotta... Jesus Christ.
No, it was Dave Hebner. That was the other brother's name.
Earl and... Well,
It was Dave Hebner, I remember.
okay.
I'm almost certain. I might be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong.
Now that sounds right.
And pick up that banana. It looks like a
Banana.
Let's
giant
see, he started
banana.
off as a condom and now he's a banana.
Well, whatever it is, I'll put it in my mouth.
Banana condom.
Maybe come in that flavor. Why not?
Oh my god. Then again, it would make sense though.
This is this is supposed to be a 5-on-5, isn't it? Tag team. I
No.
mean.
No, this is a 10-on-10.
No, I mean like 5 tag teams per side.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then I think I'm pretty sure one of the sides has lost one team so far.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot remember which team has gone already.
Same.
It's a team.
It's the A team? What, Mr. T's already gone? Damn.
No, not that A team. The other A team.
I've been eliminated.
Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely one team gone.
I'm curious. Cage
Oh,
matched up.
Turbo, you're correct. It's Earl and Dave.
Yeah, I
and
thought
Brian's the
it
son.
was that.
Yep.
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 Yep, 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 yep.
Here's Neidhart. Well, sadly, he passed away not too long ago.
Rest in peace.
Damn. That's just depressing me. That just depresses me.
Let's play a game of who in this match is still alive. Because I'll probably find there are not many of them.
All right, I guess I gotta bring
I'm
the
joking.
thing back
I'm
up
joking,
again.
dude. I'm joking.
Are you are
Yeah.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm joking. I don't
I'll
want
do
to
it.
depress us all with the number of fucking deaths there is.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
We
pretty
already-
sure a good portion.
I already
of
know
these
for a
people are
fact.
dead.
I already know for a fact. Neidhart's dead. Fucking Dynamite and Bulldog's dead.
Is Nikolai Volkov in this match?
Yes, he is.
Because I think he's dead too.
Yeah. And then you have a bunch I don't even know the names of who, let's face it, are probably dead, sadly.
Yeah. We'll just see. I'm not gonna look up when they die. Don't worry.
That's fine. Do what you want.
The Powers of Pain. The Barbarian would have been 30, and the Warlord would have been 28.
At this point, fuck.
Yep.
They look a lot older than. Well, one of them does anyway. It looks like he's in his 40s or something.
The Rockers. Marty Jannetty would have been 28, and Shawn Michaels would have only been 23.
Oh, god damn. That makes you feel. Ugh.
Basically, Shawn was about as old as I was at now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot how young you are. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I don't feel young anymore.
Try approaching 30 and then come back to me. You know, Scarecrow obviously is the resident grandpa right now, but
Thank you.
I'm not exactly neither myself or Opie are too far behind him.
Gabe was just like, you bloody old people.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
like you old farts.
You fucking
The
bastard.
young part of the group.
Why
Wait,
can't
I don't see Diner Nova or Paris.
Game
Yep.
was either 20 or 21.
20.
Fuck
20.
20. I'm
Ah,
sorry,
it's an
we
old
should
inside
really...
joke at that point.
That's the feeling when it's hard for us to talk about the matches, because it's like,
What is there to say? Oh, look, a headlock. Oh, look, another fucking headlock. Oh, look, another rest spot over there. That's lovely.
I think once we get into, like, more into, like, the 90s especially, I think is when we'll probably start to really get interested.
Here's the thing, though. The first match, I mean, we weren't actually talking, like, spot for spot or anything, but we were talking about what was actually going on in the match and who was there and all that shit. But, you
Yeah.
know, we do these things. Obviously, we just relax, we talk, we chat, whatever. You know,
Yep.
it's what we do. If you want somebody to explain the matches to you in greater depth, go look somewhere else, because it's not going to be fucking happening here. Even when it gets to the good
Go
stuff.
watch fucking Cultaholic or some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Wrestling with Regret, whatever you want to watch, go for
I really
it.
like Wrestling with Regret.
I don't mind it.
Anyways, the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith was 26.
He's younger than I thought, actually, at the time.
Yep. Actually, wait, hang on. Shit, did I say 28 for the Warlord earlier? No, he was 26. I was wrong.
Fuck. What is it about the fucking Hemners always looking really, really old when they're not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
And then,
Strokes will do that to you.
I think it's probably the fucking stupid blue shirt with the dicky bow tie shit.
the Dynamite Kid was
A
just
psychotic prick.
and he was a couple weeks away from turning 30.
Who actually also died this year, now that I remember.
Dynamite Kid died on his birthday this year.
He went out with a bang then, didn't he?
Yeah, his 60th birthday. Ah, shit, he's dead.
Oh
Happy
shit!
birthday! Oh, you're dead.
That's
And
it.
then
Dude.
there's-
Hey, look at it
He's
this way. Look at it
dead.
this way. They saved on the tombstone because they didn't have to put down to 2 days.
But Thunder, Sub's not here.
I know.
Sorry if it sounds disrespectful, but Dynamite Kid was not a nice person by all accounts.
Oh man.
No.
To
Bret
quote
Hart,
Gilbert
what is...
Godfrey, What an asshole!
Pretty much.
That's like, I obviously have nothing against the guy personally, because, you know, I didn't know him, but it's like, I've heard enough things to know that people had a lot of issues with Dynamite Kid in the wrestling
Yeah.
business.
Great wrestler, don't get us wrong, but fucking hell. Talk
Bret
about...
Hart, by the way, was 31 at the time of this.
Really?
Yep, 31.
I mean, that means he had some of his best years during his mid to late fucking 30s and early 40s. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
The guy is fucking great for a reason.
And then Jim Neidhart was 33.
30, yeah, okay. That's how many stones he wears. Now, how old is he?
No, 33. He was 33. Jesus Christ.
I would say he's retaining water from Natalia's birth, but that was his wife's job.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, young stallions. Jim Powers was 30.
I'm just gonna get a drink. Carry on.
Paul Roma was also... No, Paul Roma was 28.
Oops.
Axe from Demolition was... Oh shit, he was 41. He was about a month away from turning 41.
Wow.
Yep. And then Smash was... Wow, Smash was only... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do the thing. Welcome back. Smash was only... Wow, shit. Smash was only 29. That's an age difference between the two.
That is a bit of an age difference.
It's the same age difference between Opie and his love interest.
Axe being...
Now you listen here.
Axe 41, Smash 29.
I found my drink, by the way. It was in the kitchen. And I'd pour myself one.
What the hell is it doing out in the kitchen?
I have no fucking idea.
Arn Anderson was 30. Tully Blanchard was 34?
He looks a lot older than that. I'm not saying he wasn't a great wrestler, but I noticed that with a lot of these older wrestlers, you find out their age, you find out how young they are, and you think, wow, they look a lot older than that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's all the drugs. I mean, it does sound like a lot of them led a lot more unhealthy lifestyles back in the 70s and 80s. Even the 90s, actually. I'd probably say it wasn't until the 21st century they started, stopped going out partying and drinking and doing drugs every night, so...
Boris Zukov was 29. Nikolai Volkov was 41. Jacques Rougeau was 38. 38, no, 28, excuse me.
I was going to say, it looks a bit younger than 38, so...
Interesting thing about Rougeau. In a house match in Montreal in 1997 for WCW, Rougeau cleanly pinned Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
That's amazing.
What, did he lose a bet or something?
I don't know. Well, it was Montreal, so it was likely send the hometown happy.
Still, I'm surprised Hogan would agree to that.
I know. Losing to Jacques Rougeau of all people.
I bet Hogan's still banging on about that.
I guess it's like, I'll still get more money losing this match than he'll get winning.
Interesting. On the Right After Wrestling program on Sirius Satellite Radio, Channel 98, Jock told hosts Arta Ocal and Jimmy Corderas that Hogan put him over because of his respect for the Rougeau family name and for keeping a clean wrestling image.
Now, I might be talking out my ass here, but I think there was a story somewhere that I heard that the Rougeau brothers were actually somehow connected to the Canadian Mafia or something.
I was actually, before you said that, because it's funny enough, because right after that it says, on Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast, Rougeau's former student Kevin Owens stated that there is a rumor that Hogan laid down for Rougeau to an additional $10,000 payment. Rougeau said that he planned and organized the show, so it was a Jacques Rougeau show, not a WCW show. Well then.
You can tell when Fonda's on this because he actually, tries to teach people something. The rest of us just talk shit for the most part.
Well, I think it's just because a lot of the times I'm watching this and it's like I don't want to come off as feeling bored, so I try to do something.
Dude, I'm just
in relation to.
Don't worry about it.
I know.
No.
I was just trying to do stuff on the side as a kind of a way to like make it a little more entertaining. So we're not just sitting here going like headlock.
Yeah,
move,
by the way,
ring.
we are
Or
currently
taking
in
the
some
piss.
kind of headlock right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a headlock.
Well, it was. He's powering out of it. And I still think we've only had one team eliminated so far. Fucking hell.
Opie, how
Yeah.
long did you say this match was?
I think he said
40
over
plus
40
minutes?
plus, yeah. Who's still on that team? Yeah, actually, no, I think we've actually lost another team on Team Heel.
You know what? I'm gonna go get some popcorn. I'll be right back.
Go for it, dude. You may as well go and fucking farm it yourself as well. This match should take
Entertain
forever.
yourself, damn it.
Go and have a wank or something. No, not you, Opie. Stay. Has anyone on Team Face disappeared yet? Obviously, two of the heel teams are down. Can't tell who. That's how much of an impression they left. Did Scarecrow disappear again?
Hopefully not.
Powers of Pain. Actually, yes, one of the teams on Team Face has disappeared. It is the Young Stallions have disappeared.
Oh, it works. Son of a bitch.
Why, what you got working?
Now this flash card that I bought earlier.
I say you were getting it working, didn't you?
Son of a bitch. Yes, I am happy.
What the fuck was that? Top rope botch.
I don't. That was a botch flop. There you go, Anvil.
All right, I have popcorn now.
Yay, you have popcorn.
Damn it! Now I want popcorn.
Yay, Scarecrow's back.
Hooray!
I never left. I was just
Oh.
muted.
Why?
Why?
I was making a whole hell of a lot of racket back here, and I didn't want to subject you all to that.
Is Thunder muted as well or something?
No.
No.
Oh.
I am still here.
He's probably eating ass if he does go AFK.
Oh, nice suplex. And we lose another team.
Yeah.
There was an
Oh
elimination.
shit, it was the Brainbusters. God damn it, best team on the fucking heel side as well.
Well,
Prepare to see the match go down a notch in terms of quality.
We all just changed it.
Yay.
Change the channel. Ooh, it's the Tombstone.
Oh yeah, where was I? So yeah, Josh Rougeau was third.
He's kicked
He
out
was
of
28.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Raymond Rougeau was 33.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Conquistadors Dos was Dos or Jose Estrada Senior. Dos or Jose Estrada Senior was 42. Nope, not 40. Yep, 42. Sorry.
I would say it looks great,
41.
but I can't see under the fucking mask.
Actually, 41 or 42 because it just says 1946. It doesn't have a date. Just 1946. And then Uno, or Jose Luis Rivera, was 28.
I just realized this show is 30 years ago. Fucking hell.
Yep.
Bobby Heenan was only recently just turned 44.
Somebody's eating.
popcorn.
Yeah, I can hear that lip smacking.
It's
Sorry.
making me no, it's making me hungry. I'm gonna actually have the rest of
Yeah,
the
no
pizza
shit.
afterwards.
Mr. Fuji was 54.
Damn.
Fucking
No wonder he looked like he was 20.
And Slick was 30. Slick was a couple weeks shy from turning 31.
Sorry, I'm drinking orangeade. It gives me really bad gas.
Good. I just just good.
Oh, look, you can see the ring now.
Oh yeah, you can. The rockers are gone apparently.
It was a double. The rockers and the brainbusters were double DQ'd.
Yes, let's leave in the conquistadors where we can't see them sell anything properly because they're wearing fucking masks. Great idea, Vince. Oh, I stop fapping.
No, that's not me.
I know.
Are
Did
you
somebody
sure?
just get a 5-up from Mario or what?
Somebody have
Okay.
a hecking fart?
Lost the reference. Okay.
No, I get it. With a golf clap, whenever you get it.
Who's pinging me?
Everybody.
Everyone!
Okay, Cross, settle down.
Right, so the last match ended around 21 minutes. We're nearly an hour in. This match is still going.
Oh
No
my
shit.
god.
This match has been going about 35 minutes so far.
Is that the Legion of Doom?
No, it's the Powers of Pain.
Oh, I almost got excited.
I don't think the Powers of Pain... Sorry, Demolition came till... Was it Mania 6 they showed up? Thereabouts?
LOD? Legion
Yeah.
of Doom?
It's, yeah, Legion of Doom, yeah. Obviously, I can't do search engines at the minute since I'm screen sharing.
Obviously, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
Jesus bless you.
That was sexy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have
I'm
a quick
dead
wank
sexy.
to that, too.
Look at my titties. I don't know.
Okay, then.
I'm a little bit high, I'm not going to lie.
What?
I've had a lot of painkillers the last couple of days.
Oh, okay.
Did you do something to hurt?
Nah, just suffering from a lot of headaches recently.
Wow, I like how I said that. Did you do something to hurt?
Understood. And more rest holds, because that's exactly what a long match like this needs. Nice.
Why don't they just, I mean, he could just lay in a headlock for 30 minutes. It'd probably be more entertaining.
We're watching a Hogan match.
Yeah, where he poses for 20 minutes of a 30-minute match. No thanks.
Comes down, poses for 5 minutes. Headlock, maybe big move, headlock. Big move, finish, leg drop. Poses for 20 minutes.
During the Mania or the Survivor Series, whichever one with the big tournament where Savage wound up winning,
Oh,
even
Mania
though
4.
Andre and Hogan got DQ'd, Hogan still posed for almost 15 fucking minutes because Turbo was counting.
I can't remember the exact
Thank
number.
Hogan.
I can't remember the number, but yeah, he was fucking grandstanding for a while, even though he lost. Then he still had to come out and share fucking Macho's limelight, didn't he, when he won the
That's
belt?
what it was. It was like 10 minutes of posing, and then we tacked on the rest of what he did at the end of the show.
Do you know
That's
what?
why
I
it
am
was.
amazed. I am fucking amazed. At the end of that show, you know, Macho's music ends and all that. They don't just play Hogan's music for the sake of it. To close down the fucking pay-per-view. I'm amazed they didn't do that.
I actually got curious. So I'm gonna go on that Internet Wrestling database thing again. I like how we make jokes about like how everyone like you get pinned by Hogan because Hogan never loses.
Brother.
He doesn't.
Truth is, Hogan ranks. Hang on, let me see.
It's not the Rumble. You don't have to worry about getting thrown out the ring.
Hogan was 19th.
Well,
Oh, wow.
here's the thing,
And-
though. Who are the people above him? Like, give me, like, the first couple, like, in terms of... The first 3 that are on the list for not losing.
Well, I'm gonna say this is determined by winning percentage. Hulk Hogan has winning percentage of 77.3% out of. I checked all. The thing with the Internet Wrestling database, however, is it does appear to like they must have clearly forgotten about Hulk. Oh wait, no, never mind. This got everything.
Here's the thing, though. The whatever it is,
Oh,
how much of that 20+% is actually clean losses though?
Right. I'm not talking about clean losses and stuff because there weren't many.
Oh no, like I say, you can take the 30 losses and at least half them, and to get a more clearer number of what his actual clean loss record in WWE was.
But I was gonna say it's like I'm just looking at overall winning percentage, not losing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think who it might be. I assume it's got to be a WWE guy on the list.
This is
number one.
Although this list is only for WWE guys, and their consensus is the wrestler has had to have had at least 25 or more matches in their career. Hogan has listed as having 203.
Oh wow.
His entire career, just 203.
Apparently.
Damn, that's not
I
actually
suspect-
that many.
Here's the thing, right?
Fucking hell,
Bless you.
it's a fucking pigsty in here tonight.
Here's the thing, right? I actually personally suspect that he has more, but
If you're talking house show appearances and stuff, yeah, definitely. But
it's probably the thing is it's probably difficult for them to find
yeah, definitely.
like house
Understandable.
show things because
So who's number one for like in terms of clean, like winning percentage?
you would not believe this if I told you. Out of the 73 matches he has a winning percentage of 91.78%.
Who's that?
You would never guess it.
Let me take a guess. 73 matches, you said.
Yep.
Uh,
I should note that the last time the guy had a match was, at least on TV, was August 2015. The last match he had for the company was it like in a house show was January 2016.
Be right back.
okay. All right, no problem. All right, so that's actually a really good clue right there. Ooh, fuck. It's probably not right, but I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes.
Nope.
Damn.
I was gonna go with Damian Sandow, ironically enough.
Nope.
Would
Well,
you want
give
to
it to
take a
us.
guess?
Yeah, Wiz and Opie.
Opie's disappeared. He'll probably gone for a while.
I was gonna
Okay.
take a stab in the dark and say Alex Riley, but I don't think he was wrestling in 2015.
No, I'm
Nope.
pretty sure he'd left by that point. At least WWE.
Riley. All right,
He,
you wanna
he,
know
tum-
who-
he tumbled out of that Rumble and he was never seen again.
All right, out of the
Yeah.
73 matches he had, you want to know who was the one
Yes.
who won 91.78%? I'm not kidding.
Yes.
El Torito.
Who?
Well, that's not surprising.
Wait, was that the midget?
Yeah, it was the
For
yeah,
Los
it was like the,
Matadores.
Oh, well, yeah. I suppose. Oh, that makes me feel a bit sick, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid.
Mind you, there was that awesome
Oh.
WLC match between him and Hornswoggle.
Eh.
I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun match.
it happened.
Yeah, exactly. It existed.
It
Now, see,
existed.
it can be good.
Sorry, what did you
Huh?
say, Wiz?
Stuff like that could be good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was one of the best things on that fucking card, to be honest. It was meant to be a throwaway match.
Fair enough.
That does surprise me. That I would never have guessed that, actually.
Who's
be fair.
second highest then?
That's his second.
The second highest was he only ever had 57 matches for the company, but he has a winning percentage of 91.22%. Is Rick Steiner.
Really? Then again, the Steiners didn't lose much, did they, when they were on the roster?
No.
This guy has said to have 31 matches, and the last time he had a WWF
I
match,
just need
like,
a drink. Fuck
Go
it.
for it, dude.
holy shit! I gotta look. I'm trying to find out when was the last time he had a WWF match.
Who, Rick
Holy
Steiner?
shit! 1987. The third highest winning percentage for a WWE wrestler who has wrestled in WWF/E is Tom Zenk with 90.32%.
Name sounds vaguely familiar, but I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup or anything like that.
All right. Fourth highest and the highest with over 100 matches. In fact, this guy has 145.
All right, so
With
somebody
80
who's closer to Hogan in terms of actual matches, finally.
89.65%. And the one hint I will give you is we've already seen him on the pay-per-view.
Oh,
Probably Aaron Anderson.
I'll go with Warrior, actually.
Yep,
Oh.
Turbo got it right. It's Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Warrior.
Warrior didn't lose all that much, to be fair.
No, he didn't. He was booked exceptional.
Well, wasn't Warrior groomed to be the next Hogan, though?
Yes.
Yeah, but then again, here's the thing, though. What was, like, the first thing they did when they gave him the title? They put him in a fucking feud with Rick Rude again. Which, don't get me wrong, Rick Rude's a fantastic wrestler, but he was never built up to be, like, this major threat or anything like that. He was always kind of like mid-card in WWF, so I don't know. It just feels like they didn't really try as hard with Warrior as they did with Hogan, almost.
True.
But then again, they never have.
Yeah, even the cat agreed.
Yeah. Thank you, pussy. Ooh, Mr. Fuji takes a massive bump.
It'll be all right.
By the way, we are still watching the same fucking match.
Yes, 42 minutes.
Yep. We must be close to the end of the match, surely.
Now, I won't bore you to death like mentioning how many matches they've had and their percentage and whatnot. So I'll just run through the ones who are higher than Hulk Hogan after Warrior. Tony Halm. I don't know who that
idea
is.
who the fuck that is.
Kerry Von Erich, interestingly enough.
Huh.
Texas Tornado.
Yep. Lex Luger.
The Narcissist.
His
The
I like how,
All-American hero.
I admittedly like how his says 83.3333%.
So he had 83 and a 3% chance of winning.
We can go into
That sacrifice.
Scott Steiner mathematics right now.
You're damn right.
Damn Scott Steiner and his mathematics.
Interestingly enough, after Lex Luger's Asuka.
Really? Then again, yeah, she didn't lose until Charlotte pinned her at Mania, did she? So
Now it says she's only had 70 matches, which is not correct because that's not counting all the
house shows.
I think
and
this.
stuff.
I think this mostly just counts the match. I think
The
for
main
the
roster,
most part,
maybe.
it has to be. That's what I'm thinking. Is that it likely just counts? It likely just counts for like actual televised matches.
That might not even. You said how many matches did you say? It says she has 73.
70.
There's no way that's her entire career, including NXT.
According to Cage Match, which does include house show matches, she has had. Oh, by the way, I think the match might actually be over
Oh,
Yeah.
thank fucking God!
because it looks like It looks like
Oh,
Powers of
really?
Pain were celebrating.
And
Well,
now
they were.
Yeah.
Now Demolition is angry.
Oh, sorry guys, but that was really fucking.
Yeah, 42 minutes of this.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Holy
The problem is they got
shit?
rid of like the brainbusters too early and stuff. All the workhorses were fucking taken out, and then they were left with the big roidy Magoos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say though, Asuka, according to Cage Match, this is just for 2018 alone, not her entire career. She wrestled 141 matches.
Obviously, some of those will be house shows and stuff, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Cage Match does actually include house shows. The only reason I haven't included Cage Match in general is because I can't seem to. They gave me the option to search by year, but I can't find the option to search by overall.
it doesn't matter too much.
I suppose.
Right, because Asuka didn't lose in NXT.
She didn't lose in NXT. She
No.
didn't lose in WWE until Mania. So
Ironically enough, she did have one loss before going into the main roster, though.
wasn't
It was
But
a
she-
house show battle royal, I want to
Yeah,
Oh.
but
Can you really count stuff that's not single matches though? Unless you yourself take the pinfall, I guess, in like a tag team match or something.
Yeah.
right.
Well, if the mixed match challenge is to go by anything, yes, you can count it.
I'll be honest.
Oh,
with you.
good.
Because
Yeah,
during
I
the first
don't
edition
watch
of Mixed
that.
Match Challenge, when Mish was like on the verge of defeat, Asuka was shouting, "My streak, my streak."
Yeah, no.
WWE is weird, man.
I did watch a couple promos with those two. They were actually quite funny together, Oscar and Miz.
So though after Asuka is Bad News Brown.
Oh
Interestingly
God,
enough.
you are joking me. Fucking hell, he had a good streak. Fuck.
Oh,
He 82.17 percentages of his 101 matches. He 101 televised matches he won. Then after that is someone called Argentina Apollo. I don't recognize who that is.
Argentina Apollo.
No idea.
Curtis Hughes. Don't recognize him.
Wait,
But he
Curtis
has-
Hughes, wasn't that Mr. Hughes, like Jericho's bodyguard?
Yes, he was.
What?
I was about to say, Mr. Hughes. What?
Wait. Oh yeah, it is Mr. Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He had 30 matches and he had 30 televised matches and won exactly 80% of them.
That sounds right. That sounds right, because during his short feud with Ken Shamrock and the early people that
All right, Bad
Jericho
News
feud,
Brown is talking.
there you go. Well,
Okay, we can stop
well,
talking.
it may as well just be. I wish I had a deeper voice. That way, I could just be like, "You shall not pass through in the hood" or some shit, you know.
In the hood.
Oh my God, the joke.
You shall not pass in the hood. My God.
Don't you just love that green screen?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
Wait, who smells like Astroglide up in here?
It's just like you look at Bad News Brown. It's like Bad News Brown. Why does his pecs look like they're slightly green?
Why is his eyes look like there's no life left in them?
Because he's high as a kite.
Why do you have a green spot on your head, man? What happened?
I'm high. Leave me alone.
All right. After Hughes, Ricky Steamboat had a 79.5% winning record with his 88 matches.
I thought they had him play the jobber more than anything,
Wow.
to be honest.
Now this one I'm actually surprised by because I didn't actually realize this. He had 418 matches and won 78.94% of them.
Who, Ricky Steamboat?
No, the guy after Ricky
Oh.
Steamboat,
Well, who's that?
Neville.
Oh shit, Brock Neville.
Oh yeah, or well, of course, as he's now known as again, Pac.
Yes, because he is a Irish prophet or something.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. I thought Neville was Scottish.
Interestingly enough, he has the exact
bad.
same winning percentage as someone named Samu.
Oh, one of the head shrinkers, that isn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, Samu
Well, I'm assuming he
and
had a lot less matches than Neville did.
isn't Samu Roman Reigns' dad or something like that?
No,
Afa and Sika.
Oh, who's the fuck is Samu?
Yeah.
Then?
he was trained by Afa and Sika.
Yeah, but those are his relatives.
Yeah, but he
sir.
might be one
One's
of the head. He
father,
might
one's-
have actually been the head shrinker. I don't know. The name
No.
sounds familiar though.
He is part of the Anoa'i family, but he's not. He's not the father of Roman Reigns. He's although he does have a child, Lance Anoa'i, who is a wrestler.
Isn't most of that fucking family in wrestling in
It's
some way, shape, or form?
it's
Pretty
it's
sure I said one of
it's-
them was his uncle.
it's
but-
Sika who is Roman Reigns' father.
Ah, fair enough.
I got him confused, but I still had the same concept. If I saw the picture, I'd know which was which. Oh. Now, I don't know who the hell this is on screen. Someone educate
Powers
me.
of Pain.
Actually, Lance Anoa'i, according to the family tree, is I think the youngest member of the family so far.
Nice.
or at least if the way the tree is set out, it would be it's so.
Oh yeah.
Either that or I can't read. Or,
Sounds
I don't
about
know.
accurate.
Probably.
And it's times like this you realize how much it sucks not being able to have audio. Man.
Get it. Arr. I don't know.
Battletoads.
Battletoads, yeah.
I watched that race earlier. Shoutouts to Dine, Nova, and Marker Man, and Ghost of Riddles.
Yeah, where the powers of pain, we can do the turbo tunnel level blindfolded.
And everybody's going for a piss break, apparently. There's a lot of empty seats right now.
Even back in the day, they were just like, yeah, screw this.
After a 45-minute match almost, yeah, you can't blame them.
Are you ready for a 30-plus minute match?
All right, so after, by the way, after Samu is Bill Eadie, who is Axe.
Oh, right.
Butch Reed.
Really?
Yeah, Butch Reed. 77.77%. Luke Williams, Bushwhacker Luke.
Oh. See.
And the one person who's directly above Hulk Hogan.
Can you give us a clue, see if we can guess it?
He once shocked the world.
The Shockmaster.
Oh, but who the fuck was it who played the Shockmaster? Damn it. Earthquake?
Nope. It was Tugboat or Typhoon.
Oh, yeah, it was one or the other. I knew that much.
Yeah, Fred Ottman.
I was about to say Typhoon. Damn. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
he was in 128 matches and won 77.34% of them. Hulk Hogan
look,
with his
the African Dream on screen.
Yep.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan with his 203 match wins was 77.33, or 203 matches won 77.33% of them.
And again, I say the amount he lost would not have been clean by even half.
Ironically, who do you think is right after Hogan?
Ric Flair.
No, who always
Nope.
plays number 2 to Hogan? Macho Man.
Nope, not Randy
Oh.
Savage.
Beefcake?
Nope.
No, Ultimate
Austin?
Warrior.
Nope, not Austin.
Rock?
Warrior.
HBK.
John Cena?
Gamer's got it. It's John Cena.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Well, let's face it, Cena was always going to be top 30 at least, so...
Here's the crazy thing, right? I believe this does include all of the, all the major televised appearances and any notable live events, I think. The amount of matches that's counted for John Cena is 1,327.
Bit of a difference between him and Hogan, then, isn't there?
Yeah, and Cena has won 77.09%.
Oh, yeah, those 10 years did go by slowly, didn't they? So,
Cena wins, lol.
Yeah.
Alright, who's that? Alright, I'm just gonna quickly go scroll down. Brian Knobs after Cena. That's interesting. Dusty Rhodes? Huh. Bam Bam Bigelow. Finn Balor.
God,
Junkyard.
Look at this roster here.
Look
Fucking
at-
hell.
Who do we have here?
We have Andre the Giant, Mr. Perfect.
Andre the Giant, Mr. Perfect. I think that's Dino Bravo there. I see.
Harley Race.
Ricky Rude.
Harley Race.
Bobby Heenan. And how many of these are still alive? Probably none, actually.
Yeah, Andre
Andre
Harley
died in
Race is still
93.
alive.
He looks about 80 now. Jesus, is
Damn,
the fucking guy
that's-
immortal or something?
He's 75 currently.
He looks fucking 75 there on video.
He's 45. He was 45 then.
That is one old-looking 45-year-old.
No
But no.
shit.
That's actually the interesting thing. Wow, that's something I never thought about. Out of everyone you saw there in that one segment, the only two people that were still alive is Harley Race and of course Mean Gene.
Yep.
That's it. Andre's dead. Dino is dead. Perfect is dead. Rick Rude is dead. That's just, and even the guy in the background, Frenchie Martin, he died too,
Jesus Christ.
and Bobby Heenan as well. That's just depressing.
Press F to pay respects.
Unfortunately, at least half the people currently on screen now are dead as well. Macho
So we have
Man, Elizabeth.
Macho Man, Elizabeth.
I think Hercules or
Hercules is gone too. Yeah.
I think Coco and
Coco is still around.
yeah, obviously Hogan happily
Coco
sniffing
and Hillbilly.
coke at his beach resort.
Coco and Hillbilly Jim are still around, and of course Hulk Hogan. It's just crazy to think about. Like you go to like a time paradox, and you just look at all these.
Oh, by the way, let's not forget about Frankie the Bird. He's probably long dead.
Oh, Frankie, the bird.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
A blue and yellow macaw.
It's like he's jacking off the bird, actually. Jesus.
The craziest thing about Coco Beware is that it's odd about Coco Beware because he was basically a mid-carder. He did pretty well as a mid-carder for a long time. And then years later, he's just like, oh yeah, he's basically the jobber to the stars now.
Yeah. He's basically WWE's mid-card happy black guy. Kind of like what the New Day are these days.
Happy.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm not wrong, though, am I?
No.
Let's face it, none of those three are ever going to amount to fucking world champion status at any point.
Nope.
Nappy black guy.
What?
Never mind.
One of the defendants in the 2015 lawsuit filed by WWE when they received a letter from it indicating that he had intended to sue them for concussion-based injuries sustained during his tenure with them. And of course, his representative is Konstantin Kairos, who's involved with several other lawsuits that involve many other WWE wrestlers.
All right, so I'm a bit confused here. It's a Jake the Snake match first. Okay.
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, Jake the Snake is he's thankfully still around.
Tito Santana.
Yep, Tito. I believe Tito's still around.
And there's Jim Duggan.
Jim Duggan is also still around.
The Eugene prototype.
Oh.
The entire team: Jake Roberts, Jim Duggan, Ken Patera, Scott Casey, Tito Santana. They're all still around.
Oh, good.
Hooray. One team makes it.
Roberts would have been 33.
And watch one of them die before this episode comes
I know,
out.
that's what I was gonna say. It's like next day.
Oh boy.
Next morning you hear the news that one of these.
Do you know what? It's funny. It's funny. Not funny, but it's just kind of ironic.
Not funny.
It's kind of ironic in a way.
But kind of funny.
It's kind of ironic in a way because once a while ago we did an episode. We were talking about Jim Duggan. Jim Neidhart.
Yep.
About how he's still around and stuff. And then a couple days later he passed away.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
The episode went up on time. But
by the way, there was Harley Race at 45.
It was thinking a bit, like, I'm talking within about 2 weeks of us having put the video up online. It was announced he passed away. So.
Yeah, man.
Hey, did
crazy.
you guys know Hulk Hogan's still alive?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm trying to curse him.
I, in all honesty, don't really care about the whole thing that happened with Hogan. It's like I don't care enough. People will say what they want. If they don't like what he said, they have every right to not like what he said.
That. The guy just did a lot of irreparable damage to the wrestling business.
Well,
he put his legacy above the entire wrestling
Well, the
industry
thing with-
as a whole.
Well, Hogan is the thing with Hogan is he is a very important key figure
Oh, I'm not denying
that helped the wrestling industry grow. But I will admit he did overstay his welcome.
It wasn't even just that, though. I mean, anytime he's made an appearance afterwards since his retirements and stuff, he refuses to put anybody over. He put over Warrior clean, fine. He's still fucking kicked out immediately after losing, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the other clean victory I can think of, lost to Rock, lost to Lesnar, technically, although that was by DQ because
He
Lesnar
lost to
wasn't let
Angle.
go. Lost to Angle, fair enough. Who else? In a clean victory, he almost never loses, and there was no reason for it. He just wouldn't pass the torch. But he was even worse at this period of time during the 80s and 90s. Nobody got a fucking smelling otherwise when Hogan was around at this point.
The one thing that still annoys me was the last two matches Hogan had in WWE was SummerSlam 05 and 06. Was there really any reason he had to go over Shawn Michaels and even more so Randy Orton?
Because
No.
he's Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
The fucking
Like-
oversell of Shawn Michaels.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
well, here's the thing. Michaels knew it was really supposed to be like 3 matches between the two. And
Yeah,
he was supposed to
and-
win the first one or the second one or something like that. But then Hogan said,
One of them, at least.
"Oh no, brother, yeah, no, my knees can't take it, brother." Just said, "No, we'll just do the one match, brother." And fucking
Let's have the one match where I
obviously,
win, brother.
obviously, fucking anybody would be pissed off at that. So yeah, I can't blame.
We're
Shawn
gonna have
Michaels
the
for
one match, and I'm
overselling.
gonna go over, brother.
You know, gotta give Michaels credit. It produced probably the most entertaining Hulk Hogan match of all time.
Probably.
Yeah.
This is oversell the big boot.
Takes a big boot, falls down, gets back up, spins around, falls down again.
If I can just say, it's a good thing we're not like watching WCW pay-per-views because oh god, some of those Hollywood Hogan matches during the '90s, they were painful.
I can imagine those were brutal.
Well, you're talking about a guy that was past his prime at that point, anyway. So
Oh,
I mean, it is your decision if you wanted to do that, Turbo, but I have a feeling you would decline that, and I don't blame you.
here's the thing. Obviously, at this point in time, like late '80s and stuff, I actually prefer WCW wrestling.
Oh no, same here.
But I'll be honest here. I don't. I mean, I know all the stories and stuff, NWO and all that shit. I don't actually know much in terms of the actual cards and how good or bad the quality of the matches are for the most part. Like, I know Starrcade '97, for instance, is well known to be a shit show. With that shit main event that was built up massively between Sting and Hogan. I know all that. I don't know if I'll ever do anything like that in the future for WCW, but we'll see what happens.
you should do it
I
like a
mean,
bonus.
I mean, I guess when we get closer to around that time, I guess we could see if we're interested, maybe.
Maybe.
Like a
'cause-
bonus video.
Because I have
we
to.
could do bonus
I
videos and just pick at random from other companies.
because
I was gonna say if we do, I was gonna suggest an actual episode of Thunder. You know, the one where David Arquette wins the title.
Oh my god.
I will give David Arquette credit. The fact that he decided recently, hey, I want to actually wrestle and do like actual wrestling thing, and not be just known
Didn't
for the
that
guy
dude
who
do a
won.
death match?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He got his fucking throat cut really bad. It was gruesome.
God.
The guy's in his like mid 40s now, and he did a fucking death match, and I'm like, Jesus.
Ah, they pulled a Terry Funk.
Yes.
Only minus 10 years.
Yeah.
But I will say this: good for him. He does want to. He does legitimately want. He did want to do something he always wanted to do, and to be fair,
And also, to his credit, he did not want that WCW title reign.
Oh no, he was
No.
dead set against it. In fact, he knew exactly how people would react to it. He told them exactly what would happen, and it happened. People hated it. He only did it because they practically begged him to, so they could use his name for star power, essentially. To get in newspapers and stuff.
yeah, and that's the thing too that I appreciate with Arquette is like he's just like the guy is just unfortunately in a bad situation where it's just like he didn't want he didn't want to have to do it.
And like I said,
But he was kind of forced to.
I don't know if he was
Yeah.
forced to. I think he was sort of convinced into it. Like, I think they managed to try and convince him that it would be good for the company with all the publicity it would bring in, but obviously it backfired majorly, so I don't know, whatever. But like I say, at least with Arquette, you know, he actually really does enjoy wrestling. Somebody who's willing to have a fucking death match, obviously, when they're a fucking actor who doesn't need it as well, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, at least
What the fuck, Mr. Perfect?
I was
in
gonna
wrestling
I was
trunks.
gonna say
Ugh.
that here's the thing though, right? I won't lie, I do have a soft spot for like in watching like some of the stuff that went on in WCW in 2000 just because of how bad it was, because it's kind of hilariously bad.
Well, they were pretty much just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck, really, weren't they? Unfortunately, it all just slipped down the wall and just left a big pile of shit running down.
Yeah.
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 I always see people though, if I can say this, and this might I get okay. I don't like to do this usually, but this I am gonna slightly rant. Oh hi, Recruit. I'm gonna slightly rant at the IWC.
Oh,
I was gonna say like, I always see comments all the time about like WWE in 2018, like, oh, it was just as bad as WCW was in 2000. And I'm like, have you actually watched WCW in 2000? Yes, WWE this year was not very good. No, but you kind of don't realize just how bad WCW was in 2000. You really don't.
Here's the thing. I think what people are getting at with that is WCW 2000 was really fucking bad with writing, with storylines and stuff. But at the very least, there was always something happening. The current products, when it gets really bad, it's because it's so boring. They're practically on autopilot. So you could probably say wrestling, or Raw in particular at the moment, gets more boring than WCW in 2000.
Oh yeah,
it's not nearly as bad.
It definitely gets more boring without question. But the thing with WCW in 2000 was just like it had like nothing worked.
Nope.
Like, and there wasn't, and you know, even though they were trying to do this new blood thing where it was like they had like the younger guys and everything. A good portion of those people, you know, they weren't not all exactly a whole bunch of them were anything amazing. Anyways, some of them were decent talent.
Booker T
Some of them were
was good.
decent talent, but the majority of them, what have they really come to? You know,
Like, really, from that time period, the only name that you could think of off the top of your head that did well was Booker T.
Jeff Jarrett
Yeah.
was fucking pushed to
Can
the
you
moon.
dig that, sucker?
yeah.
Well, see. Yeah, that is true.
I'm not saying I agree with his push, but he was pushed to the moon.
Yeah, then he held the Intercontinental Championship hostage and had to drop it to China.
No, that was before he went to... That was 99. I'm talking Jeff Jarrett in 2000.
then of course TNA happened, and he's like, "Oh hey, I have my own company. I can give myself the belt many times."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, remember when Vince McMahon gave himself the belt? I'm gonna do
Here's
that.
the thing, though. TNA was actually pretty good for a couple of years.
It was like that's the thing, right? It's like people didn't really mind that because
They had things like the X Division as well to really enjoy there. Obviously, that's where most of us... Well, I know for a fact that I learned about guys like AJ Styles. So.
Shit! I actually reminds me that there's a Leafs game today. I need to see how they did. Yay, they won. Good.
Are you ready for the slowest elbow drop from Holly Race?
Who'd they beat today?
Jackets 4-2.
Nice.
Which sport are you gentlemen talking about?
Hockey.
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 Hockey. Hockey.
Hockey. What?
That was an interesting pin attempt there. Hey, look, something wrestling.
I just realized there's only one person eliminated so far in this match. Fucking hell.
Yep. That is correct.
It's like there's only 4 matches on this card.
Yeah, it
I
is.
know, but Jesus Christ, it feels every bit of it as well with the length. Because of how long it's taken for people. The first match actually ended up being the best so far. Because it was only it was only about 15 minutes long, so...
Actually, there's something I wanted to mention too about Jarrett and whatnot. You want to know what's ironic?
He's a cunt.
I mean, that's not
Wow.
ironic. That's just fact.
True.
Probably. So here's the thing: when when Jarrett was like, because Jarrett was often like the champion so much around his last ring in 2006, people were just he was starting to get what we would call X-Pac heat.
Oh yeah, the go away heat.
Yeah, because people just wanted him to like drop the title and fuck you, Jarrett, and chants like that because people was like they hated the guy because like even though the product was decent during those times, he was like the champion for like better part of 3 of those 4 years.
Oh, so
And,
he's kind of like what Brock Lesnar is now.
Yeah, and the thing too is that like he would anytime he lost the belt, he'd just like immediately win the back, which made fans think, oh, what was the point, right?
I mean, just to play devil's advocate with what was just said, at least with Lesnar, you get a legitimate fighter out of him that could probably kick most people's ass. With Jeff
but
Jarrett,
the problem is his matches are boring.
I don't disagree with you, dude. I've not been a fan of most of Lesnar's matches, but at least you get a legitimate badass from Lesnar. You don't get that from Jarrett.
Nope.
Yeah, Turbo does have a good point. As much as Lesnar sucks, so
Yeah, I'll be honest here. I haven't liked most of Lesnar's matches since he came back.
Like honestly, when he came back in like 2012, he was better because he wasn't suplexing all the goddamn time.
I think he came back. I think they ruined his original return because they had Cena actually go over him for some stupid fucking reason. Alright, it was a bit lucky, but it still made no fucking sense. He had a really good match with Punk, and then obviously he had
But he also loses to Triple H.
yes.
Those two had some okay matches. They weren't great, but they were okay. And then obviously they had that match with Taker, which was shit because Taker ended up getting a concussion, or at least got knocked loopy.
But to
God.
Lesnar's credit, when Taker got that concussion early on in the match, Lesnar had to carry him through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anything, but here's the thing. I think that was the turning point because the very next time you saw Lesnar was at SummerSlam when he just went Suplex City on Cena and squashed him for the title.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the
It's
whole
been like that
Suplex City
since-
gimmick didn't become the
16
gimmick
And here's
until
here's the thing:
Reigns
Lesnar
match.
is actually a good wrestler. You know he can put on a good match. He's had 2 really good Survivor Series matches recently with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. He can. Put on a
I'd
good
argue
match.
the first one wasn't that good, but that's me.
He can put on a good match. He can sell really well. It's just they won't let him do it. They just let him.
Like,
do
if he
fucking
gives a
suplexes.
shit, he can put on a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
the thing. He doesn't
I-
care.
I agree with he can't when he does give a shit. He can put him for a good match. Like I'm on Turbo's side. Like I think the match with Styles was a good match. Like,
I love that
here's-
match.
We all knew Lesnar was going to win, but we also was saying that when when he was facing Bryan, and we all knew Lesnar was going to win still, and it was like I don't see as many people complaining about that
Because
So
he
it's like,
actually
I don't know.
put in the effort during those matches. He didn't, he didn't just squash these guys. He did, make them look like legitimate champions, even though they're probably like half
Hey,
his
look,
fucking
I think we got an
weight.
elimination.
Mine
Hey,
is fucking hell.
Harley Race just went bye-bye.
Well, he's getting old. He needs to go and have a lay down now.
Go and have a milkshake.
The eternal grandpa is gone.
He needs some milk.
Jesus Christ, I'm surprised this guy's not suffering whiplash at the moment.
I know.
Good. Oh,
Did-
nice.
To be honest, that's all Andre could really do by that point because his body was just wearing down that much.
Oh, he gets
Okay, so enough about this pay-per-view. Let's go back to what we were talking about before.
To be fair, though, just to stay on Andre, he's actually doing more here than I was thinking he did at this point. This is obviously not too far from WrestleMania 5, so at this
Yeah,
point, I
yeah.
thought at this point it was pretty much I'll just stand in the corner. You attack me, I'll headbutt you, and you'll keep running at me, and I'll keep headbutting you. But he's actually doing some decent stuff here for what it's worth. I mean, for him, obviously, at this point in his life.
Yeah.
He could do what Big Show used to do and trying to moonsault off the top rope, but I don't
Oh,
think
but they're not flipping him like a fucking coin every time you see him. Lord. Like, every time you see him, like, that guy's, like, been turned, like, over 20-something times, somebody said.
That guy's
There's
heel,
like 27 times
that guy's
Big
heel
Show's
turns goes on and off more than the fucking light switch. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're at the
And
thing
there you
about-
go. He's tied up in the ropes. There's the
So
spot.
we were mentioning a thing about. Oh yeah, the thing I was talking about with like Jarrett was like the thing that like made it bad too with Jarrett was like the thing I pointed earlier. Like it wasn't like it was his company. He created the company. It's like, hi, I can put the belt on myself.
Here's the thing. I actually didn't mind too much with Jarrett being like one of the top guys, as long as he was heel, because he is a good heel, I think. So I think he.
Yes, he is.
I do agree that eventually they get to like go away. Though, like, no, just let somebody else have a go. You can still be there, just don't be in the main event any longer, type of thing.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not kidding when I say this, by the way. Like, like especially around that time of 06, Jarrett was basically so hated that fans at TNA events, and most especially people on the internet, because like there was they coined a new nickname for Jeff Jarrett, Triple J.
Obviously, yeah. You're obviously taking the piss out of Triple H, but I actually forgot about that.
See, the difference between Triple H and Triple J is that Triple H could put on a damn good match when he's
also
given the
actually can talk on the microphone. He has a good character, especially a good heel.
Well, Triple H can do a good promo, though. The one thing I will admit about Triple H, which has always been his Achilles heel with his promos, is that he does tend to talk a bit too much.
Ring.
I think I will probably agree with you on that for the most part, but I think during like a lot of Triple H's reigns, like 2002, obviously is when 2002 2003, a lot of people like to go on about how he was, basically like you said, Jeff Jarrett, just keeping the belt for himself, main event and all that. But if you look at the roster back at that time, there was nobody really on his level. Shawn Michaels, he was only like there every so often until he came back properly at Mania 19. So it made sense that they'd promote him more than anybody, because obviously SmackDown had the other big guys like Taker and Kurt Angle and stuff, but Rock and Austin weren't there anymore. So Triple H was pretty much Rock, Austin, Foley weren't there. He was practically the only big guy left still from like the late 90s and early 2000s. So it made sense for him to have all that talking time and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I used to be a massive Triple H fan at that time, so
Of course.
probably
Right.
something to me not caring as much.
He was that damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, where you
So,
going?
How's your sex life?
I agree.
Yes, my
Those
hand is
exist?
blistered. Thank you very much.
God damn it.
At least we're down for the... Well, that was interesting. Currently 4-2 in the Survivor Series match here. Oh, did Jimmy Hart come down for this third match?
No.
No, he didn't.
Aw, damn it.
I'm just...
Lost.
He's gonna be in the last match, though.
Oh, 3 out of the 4, not bad.
He better be in the last match, though. Don't make me a liar.
Oh.
Should I spoil it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
He does not.
Son of a
Oh.
bitch.
Oh.
Aw, son of a bitch.
I'm actually thinking I must have got it wrong, because I actually thought there was a women's Survivor Series match on this card, but nope, apparently not.
Nope. It's just...
It's the 80s, Turbo.
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oops.
We had the Golden Girls, the Jumping Bomb Angels, I think, were there.
It's
the
jumping
hot
bomb.
Japanese women, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Carl Anderson's hot Asian wife. I mean, what?
I actually don't know what that
No,
looks like.
that's later.
My hot Asian wife.
Great fucking work there, referee. Get in the way of the camera. So, try and keep the topic on wrestling, I suppose. Anybody got any predictions for the Royal Rumble this year? Like winners?
No, not really. Just Braun
No.
Strowman losing again to Brock.
Probably, yes.
I don't
I
mean
will-
the title match. I meant like the Rumble itself.
I
A
will
man
say
is gonna win, and a woman
will
is gonna win.
I will say this, right?
That is true.
Whilst I do suspect Strowman is sadly going to lose, because let's be honest, that's probably exactly what's going to happen. I do have a bit of a predicament, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Should Strowman win, if he was to win,
Yeah.
I can imagine that the men's Rumble, Drew McIntyre will probably win.
You know,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I could see that.
That'd
There-
be cool.
There's just no. I was gonna say there's just one problem is WWE's fetish for Roman Lesnar main event matches at Mania, but yeah, Roman's probably not gonna be back in time for that. Not even
No,
close to it.
no,
I just
he'll-
realized
Not
No.
at
for
all.
a second there, I thought he'd been away a lot longer than I realized for a moment.
Luke-
Because it's been so
Leukemia-
bad.
No, it's more
Leukemia
like I haven't
Leukemia is
really
a-
paid much attention, but yeah, leukemia is a pain in the ass, so he's not.
Yeah,
gonna be back
leukemia
yet.
is a pretty serious thing. It's very unlikely Roman would ever come back. Like, he'd probably make an appearance, but he likely
He
will
was
not.
scheduled for a live event or two, but I can't imagine it being for wrestling.
Yeah,
Right.
if he comes back, he definitely won't be next year. So yeah,
Yeah.
think here's the thing. I don't think they're gonna do Lesnar Strowman at Mania because I don't think anybody's
No.
really cared too much about
No.
the
I think they're trying to push. Remember Rollins dropped the title.
That's
Yeah.
They're trying
that's
to
the
push
thing. Like, there are
Rollins
three
with
people.
Lesnar.
There are three people who I could predict would win the men's Rumble. On one end, you still got Drew McIntyre, and I feel that would happen more if Strowman does win, but he still could win the Rumble even if Strowman loses.
I've got one that's a really really out there one.
The other one would be Seth Rollins, because WWE's kind of always been very high on Rollins, and
Makes sense. He's easily the workhorse of Raw at the moment. So
I mean,
Right.
Rollins kind of needs something after the whole thing with
Dean Ambrose.
because that
Which has
Dean
been a
Ambrose thing
massive
kind of
failure.
it kind of slowed his momentum down for a while. Which is
what they did with Dean was stupid, and the way they booked that match between them, I hate you, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I know. Let's do a go behind tie up or whatever. Fucking hell, they were doing actual wrestling in the match where they should have been killing one another for fuck's sake.
that's the thing with WWE that I'll never understand. When you have a feud where these two should be beating the fuck out of each other, why are you putting them in a
Do you know
regular
what?
match?
That match shouldn't have even actually happened. What they should have done was they get in the ring, give it, they probably slap each other around a bit. They go outside, they start brawling, start bringing weapons out, disqualification because they fucking can't stand one another, and then set up like a street fight or something for the next pay per view.
Yeah,
But no, they decided
fine.
to have an actual, what was it, like a 30-minute actual wrestling contest? No, you
was
don't do
kinda-
that for a
I
fucking
mean, I
blood
enjoyed
feud.
it. So
I would say that's probably the second worst offender for an actual match to have for a feud like that. It's not the worst that I've ever seen, but it is not too far off.
Oh, don't
And
get
what
me-
is the worst?
Yeah, what was your
The
worst?
The worst I've ever seen was the Triple H Randy Orton match.
Oh, it may, yeah, but
At
that's because
WrestleMania
they
25.
yeah, but that's because right at the last minute they've strapped that fucking thing on them that if Triple H got disqualified, he lost the title. There was no reason for it.
Yeah, I think that honestly killed the whole match
It
in
did
my
because
opinion.
it did because they actually had a plan in place, but it involved more like hardcore stuff and all that shit. And plus, let's face it, nothing was going to follow the Taker Michaels match anyway. So
Oh God,
Nope.
no.
No,
Nope.
it wouldn't have. You're
but they
absolutely
could,
right.
but they would have done a
they
much
could.
better job if they hadn't
Yeah.
have had that restriction put in place.
And that's the thing. They still could have potentially had a very good match if that stipulation wasn't in place.
No, it wasn't a bad match. It was just a wrestling match that wasn't supposed to be a wrestling match.
Like it should have been those two beating the holy hell out of each other.
And to be fair,
Yes.
they did okay for like the first minute because you saw them both hit like their finishes straight away and stuff. But what else could they really do at that point? They couldn't really go outside much because they risked disqualification and all that. And I don't know. But as to the long shot I have for the Rumble, I know it's going to sound kind of stupid, but I actually kind of fancy the Miz for the Rumble, just so he and Brian.
I could
can
totally see the Miz winning as well.
If it's gonna
That'd be
if it's ever gonna happen, it'll be this one, just because Brian's currently champion.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
Very
could
much.
envision the Miz,
It's a very, very out there pick.
but I still think McIntyre and Rollins are probably more
Did you say
likely.
you had a third one though?
My third one is one that I think is personally a bit of a long shot one, but the reason I suggest it is because it was always kind of a thrown out idea that could be something interesting potentially if they decide to care enough to do it. And the thing is that because of I of course keep it with a grain of salt, as I always do with WWE, because duh. But there has been talks that they want to give the guy a bit of that they are kind of high on the guy and want to give him a push.
Kurt
Which
Hawkins.
means... You're damn right. No.
Nah.
Poor Kurt Hawkins. But no, the guy that I've heard, like the guy that apparently they're really interested in pushing is Finn Balor. And the thing is,
I wouldn't mind seeing them build him up, but I think it's way too soon to be giving him a Rumble. Win.
Here's the no. Let me explain this. Right. Here's
Go.
the thing. Back at around 2016 or so, there was a thing about Heyman that had mentioned to Balor. Like Heyman put Balor the fuck over, and yet him and Lesnar never had a match.
You gotta remember, wasn't it around that time he suffered that injury that kept him out for nearly a year?
Actually, no, it might have been 2017 then.
Well, the problem is with Balor. I mean, I love Balor. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. But as soon as obviously they started him off, he was fucking hot as hell, and then he got that injury. And when he came back, they did practically nothing with him. They kind of just let him stagnate for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
No, they did something with him that was called Baron Corbin us to death. That's what they did.
It wasn't even just that, though, Scarecrow. They said they had him come back. He had his old Balor club with Gallows and Anderson and all that. But nothing really ever came of it. It was just fucking a waste of potential. Then he's just coming out and they having him be Mr. Smiley all the time. It's the problem. They've got all... I don't think WWE's ever had a better roster in terms of actual in-ring wrestling talent, but they don't know what the fuck to do with it. They can't give the guys good characters, good stories anymore. The talent's there, they just don't have the fucking ability to do anything with that talent at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're like coming from, but I still stick by my guns as maybe it's a wild card option.
I was going to jokingly say Jinder Mahal, but I know I would be lambasted
Dude,
for
we're
that.
talking about a guy who's actually been WWE champion, for fuck's sake here.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And US champ.
And US, well,
Yep.
yeah, but that's more of what you
Jinder
expect
Mahal
from
was Jinder Mahal was basically this decade's JBL.
him. No, because here's the thing. I actually kind of enjoyed JBL's run as champion back in the day.
Yeah.
He was
He was a
a
wrestling
shit
god.
wrestler, but he was a good heel.
Yep.
Oh yeah, JBL as a heel is excellent,
The
though.
problem was Jinder Mahal was boring. Both
I
in
will
ring
say
and on
this
the
about
mic.
J. There's a thing about JBL. Like he's excellent as a heel, but I do feel his title rank probably overstayed its welcome.
Oh yeah, dude, just a little bit. Jesus Christ, he was champion
It's
for
a
about
damn
8-9
good thing
months.
AJ Styles'
282
reign
days.
overtook that.
282 days, and you don't think that was
No,
excessive?
280.
Excuse me. Oh, wait, 282 is Batista.
Yeah, 282 is Batista.
Okay.
It was definitely
Well,
excessive. I think it was enjoyable for the most part. I like there was a part towards the end of the year, like around November, December, where it got really boring. But yeah, it was interesting. I think it was much better than Mahal's anyway. Mahal's was.
But
fucking...
you know, to play devil's advocate with Mahal, he kind of had to do a rush job with his gimmick.
He did.
yeah.
Like a major rush job.
I mean, to be fair, he did the best he could with it. The problem was, like you said, you're talking about a guy who wasn't even mid-card status. You're talking about a guy who was
he was
essentially
jobber
he was
status.
jobber status. He was below
And
Jobber
just-
status. No, Jobber status was Heath Slater. He was below fucking
He
Jobber
was Zack
status.
Ryder status.
That's actually the most depressing part now that I think about it. Out of all the members of 3MB, Jinder Mahal is the only one with a world title. What the fuck?
If
What
you want to be
in-
technical about it, Drew with
Technical.
NXT
McIntyre
championship.
did get that NXT title, which by the time McIntyre got it, it was considered a world title.
Even
Pretty
if,
sure
even,
that
if you,
was
even if you
just
don't
a-
even if you don't count McIntyre's NXT runs, he is a former IC champion, and he will probably be a world champion.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
he's
that
not,
was a
even if he doesn't, he is somebody I think they're going to consider at least upper mid card, if not main event status guy. I don't think McIntyre's is any problem because
Match
he.
is over,
Like, I
guys.
would love to see McIntyre main event.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're watching a pay per view, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. There's a pay-per-view going on.
My apologies.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm to be honest, right? Does any of us really care that much?
To be fair to the match, though, I don't think that one was nearly as bad as the second
Oh,
one.
No,
The
it wasn't.
snake. The
Okay,
snake.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
cover
yeah,
my
snake.
eyes. Give me a second.
No, look at it.
No.
Look at it. God damn it.
Look at it.
Look at it!
At least he's not wanking it off like he did at Heroes of Wrestling.
God damn it.
Mm.
Look at it.
Is that what Opie says to his lollies?
Oh, shut up.
Probably.
He shows them his
Drop.
snake.
Shut
What?
the snake.
Now, I.
All
don't want the
right,
lolly
put
police.
the snake in
No, no.
the
Oh,
bag.
Big old snake.
Damn
old
right.
snake.
Let's get back to modern day for now, because we're probably just gonna get a bunch of interviews that we can't really listen to. I mean,
But no, I apologize that we haven't really been focusing on it. I guess it's just
we do this every time, everywhere. We usually end up just talking
Yep.
about current
Yeah,
stuff.
that is very true.
Yep.
I
It
just
is
like to
Wrestle
talk, support, wrestle talk. Wait,
Oh,
No,
God
it's
damn
not
it.
us.
Give us a
It's not bad.
subscribe.
We are not Wrestle Talk, thankfully.
No.
We're just
Thankfully.
wrestling, pretty much. Yeah.
what do you mean?
I
Thankfully,
love them, but they just report, what.
I actually don't watch
Good.
Wrestle Talk.
Well,
I watch
that's all.
Cultaholic. I watch Cultaholic and Wrestling with Regret, and that's it. For
Ah.
wrestling YouTubers.
Yeah, fair enough.
I watch X3.
I actually don't know what that is.
What is X3?
Triple X.
X3!
Porn.
Look him up on YouTube, X3 with 4 E's. He's just a black guy that he be talking it's hard to explain it. Just whatever there's something on there for everybody.
Oh, is he
He's a
one of your
decent
friends? Is he one of your friends?
Not personally, but I my followers introduced him to me, and yeah.
Do we
Oh,
have a fifth
it's
match?
Akeem.
Oh no,
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 this
it's just
This,
the
this is
fourth.
this is the final match right here. Main event.
Jesus
Look at-
Christ! Fucking Weight Watchers right here.
The
Big
kid
boss.
is like, he's there at the left, just like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't know
I'm
if
just
I don't know
gonna
if
jam the
it's just, I
fuck
don't know
out.
if the coat or not, but fucking even Ted DiBiase here looks a little bit chunky.
I think it's just the
It
coat.
might be, but we'll have to see when he actually gets in the ring.
That
In
coat looks
the
like
background,
very
it's like, I
hot.
swear to fuck.
He is crying sweat.
And
Boys.
anyway, I remember what I was going to say now.
Crying sweat.
I've actually forgotten again already. Jesus Christ!
He is.
Oh, what the fuck did I do? Oh, God.
It's just the $1 Million Man. I'm sorry, Turbo. The $1 Million Man was legit. That like crying sweat. Like that was. I'd not seen that one before.
No, don't worry about it. The big boss man.
He's
Rip.
also dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Wiz.
He should have died in the ring with Taker when he got hung from the cell that
Oh,
time.
Jesus.
Do you know what I love about that? They brought no mention to that ever again after the fucking thing happened at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They didn't bring it up at all. It's like, oh no, the big boss man has just been hung from the Hell in the Cell, and then the next match, Sable
And that
versus
we call
Tori.
Sunday.
I can't help but just be distracted at Akeem whenever he's on screen because he's just like, oh yeah.
Just doing a weird, awkward dance thing. It's weird. Oh, by the way, since you know who's actually, I need you to tell me
Oh,
if
hey,
Hogan's
he's
music
out
plays,
first.
Scarecrow.
What's that?
I need you.
Fucking guy.
I need you to tell me if Hogan's music plays because I need to do my song, don't I?
Yes, if it plays, I'll let you.
Oh, yay.
Akeem the African Dream.
I could not be wearing that shit. Like the most I'll do is a purple
What the
shirt.
fuck were they thinking when
Well, they
they
were
came?
taking
I
the.
don't
It was meant to be a piss take at Dusty Rhodes, wasn't it?
Right.
Oh yeah, it was.
Probably.
But why they have to ruin the one-man gang like that?
I don't think they had anything for him at the time, so why not?
Like, this is like I think this is actually the first pay-per-view appearance as Akeem.
It might be actually.
Because according to his wiki, he started the Akeem thing by what was it? September of this year.
Yeah, because the show before this would have been SummerSlam, which would have been around August. So
yeah, and he was, and that would have just been around the end of the one man gang.
is Hogan's music playing yet?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
then again, it's Savage
Yeah.
first.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
not Hogan.
I know, but they usually have like one person's music playing. Well, is Hogan really gonna let anybody else but his music play?
Please.
Why do you want me to sing it? I sing it every fucking episode anyway.
I'm just like, please let him play his music.
One
I can hear the
second.
song.
I'm listening.
Oh yeah, I've noticed he's not come down to the ring with the others, so
I'm
Oh, the
waiting for
last
it to
one.
hit.
The interesting thing too about Akeem that I wanted to mention, when the WrestleMania X7 gimmick battle royal, he was
Oh, yeah,
supposed he was
was
supposed to be
Akeem.
Akeem,
he lost too much
but he
weight
lost so
apparently.
much
Though.
weight.
All right, let's just get the fucking thing going here. We know it's gonna happen.
It hit.
When he comes crashing down 'cause the cocaine has arrived.
When it hurts inside, and it hurts inside, it hurts.
I forgot the
inside,
fucking
please,
lyrics
it hurts
because
too
Thunder's
much
talking.
inside.
Damn it!
God damn it! Thunder.
God damn it.
You took me off, dude. I
That's some
forgot the
bullshit.
fucking lyrics.
I am a real cocaine addict.
I genuinely forgot the fucking thing. Damn it!
Do you not have like the lyrics saved somewhere?
I do.
Yeah,
Yes, he
I thought he did.
does.
I thought he did.
I do have them, but I didn't need them until you started talking. It just completely left my mind.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was
No
too-
song this time.
tempting.
Damn it! God damn it!
Well, there goes
Bless
my
you.
fun for the night.
Well,
Still,
it's probably gonna
could be worse.
play later. If I can remember it later, I'll sing it then.
Hang on. What do you mean? There goes your fun. We're here.
That was the joke.
It's like, yep, fun time's over. Show's
what-
over,
dude, what-
kiddies.
Dude, what the fuck? I feel violated.
And you didn't even get paid for it.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. This is bullshit.
You're going home.
Empty-handed.
Shit.
I am at home.
Are you though?
Let's check the thing. Oh, this actually isn't as long a match. It's only going to be out 25 minutes. Well, actually, probably 15 minutes because we have to have 15 minutes of Hogan grandstanding at the end.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. He's gonna have a 10-minute pose session at the
No,
end.
no. Actually, the match will be 5 minutes long. 25 minutes of Hogan.
You know that would happen.
Just 25 minutes of Hogan posing, brother.
If Hogan could get away with it happening, he probably would.
Yes.
Yeah, he likely would have.
Realistically speaking, he could, if he wanted to get away with 2 hours of it, he would.
I'm guessing maybe when they did like meet and greets or any shit, if they did any of that, Hogan just standing there flexing and stuff.
With Real American playing in the background.
What?
And then
I am American. What am I saying?
But Thunder, you're Canadian.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
forgot where he was.
didn't I recently read some? I mean, I don't know if you'll have known.
I'm
this,
home.
but
That's where I am.
didn't I read
There you
something
go.
recently that Canada has run low on weed since it got legalized?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Has it?
I remember
Probably.
this was about 2 months ago. I remember
I must have been too high. I must have been too high to hear about that.
when was it got legalized all over Canada?
Summer.
During the summer. All right, so say probably around beginning of November. I remember there being something on the news about weed supplies in Canada being extremely low since it had been legalized because, well, it had been used more. So
I'm gonna look this up. Weed supply in Canada. Is this
It-
actually?
it might have not thinking since then. It might, the situation might have gotten better, but this would have been, I want to say around October and November type of time.
They're
I-
yeah.
I-
They're,
Play
okay, they're
nice.
apparently.
There is a
What's up?
situation.
October 17th was when recreational cannabis became legal in Canada. It's only the second country and first major economy to legalize marijuana.
I know.
It's according to sources, it's expected that cannabis suppliers will be able to start meeting demands by around summer of 2019.
Oh, so they haven't even got the situation under wraps yet.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't really noticed it a whole lot myself.
You're too busy getting high on weed.
Exactly.
Too busy smoking this shit to be paying attention if it's running low until they go, "Hey, we're out." Then he goes, "Oh
And-
fuck."
Oh fuck! I better just have some of the stuff I have then.
Yep.
I know certain.
In all seriousness, I actually
medicines.
have not.
Sorry.
In all seriousness, like as much as I joke about it, I've actually not had a whole lot of weed. I don't actually have that much because I purposely try not to because I don't want to end up getting addicted.
That's fine. Dude, we always say out of jest anyway when you do it, so.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's like I enjoy. I like to do. The main reason I do it is because I find it relaxes me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's supposed to happen. That's what it's supposed to do anyway, so.
And because there have been times I'll get like stressed out and everything, and it's just like, well, I better take a hit.
It's a thing. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it myself, but I've thought about doing it plenty of times over the years, just for stress
wow.
relief. So, and then I thought, nah, and I'd just go masturbate again.
Jesus. Well, at least he's honest.
To be
I
honest,
mean, should it?
I'm surprised I haven't managed to rip my dick off yet with how often I have to. But that's just me.
I'd
That's
suggest
everybody.
I would probably suggest you don't do that to you know what.
Well, you can just get a new one with the way technology is nowadays.
I would get a 12-inch one, but apparently they only come in black.
Basically, or so I've heard. Can't not confirm, but I've heard.
I mean, you could go talk to Elon Musk. I'm sure he'll give you a battery-operated dick.
Then they'll tell me about his plans to
That
go to
one we
Mars,
talked
though.
about it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you bring up a solid point.
But Elon Musk is just fucking weird. Like the guy is just so.
He
fucking
is, but he's also kind of entertaining. I don't actually mind him too much.
same.
Got a whole bunch of savage ass right there in your screen.
So you know what? I'm gonna order a thing from Papa John's. They have these like chocolate chip cookie style things in the style of like pizza slices, and they're really good.
Oh, those are really good.
Speaking of
I
pizza,
want
I
one.
got some upstairs
Yeah,
waiting
those-
for me once we're
those are
done.
really good.
Oh,
I had some-
Fuck
I
you
had
some
all.
pi-
I have pizza.
I had pizza the other day.
I'm getting pizza tomorrow.
Nice.
And people wonder why gamers are fat.
because we love pizza.
Every time
Pizza.
any of us are in a call together, I will always ask, "Have you had pizza?" Just
Of
because it's
course.
fucking
Yes,
very
me
likely we
viscerally.
will. By the way, Scarecrow, since you're the only, well, actually, can anybody check see if Nova's still streaming? By the way.
No. Right when you started streaming this, he finished.
Oh, you finished. All right, so you
it
watched
was
6
it was
hours.
a six. It was a 6-hour, 8-minute run. I'll tell
Fucking
you.
hell.
6 hours?
6-hour, 8-minute run.
To be
Yeah.
fair, dude,
Got
I've gone 21 hours before, so that's not really that much. But
Yeah, he finished the run.
Oh, that's sweet. He finished the crossover. That's dope.
it looked
Right.
like he was close to finishing though when I was talking with Opie earlier. So
Oh yeah.
I
So you
was
know
in
what I'm.
that for a while.
You know, the thing is, Dime was there, and
was
I
there
explained to
too.
Dime that you destroyed Turbo.
I was falling asleep during the fucking live stream earlier. Fucking Mega Man Legends,
bad?
Jesus Christ.
That bad? Jesus.
It was that bad.
Tank controls, and it's one of those where the fuck do I go type of games as well. Fucking hell.
No enjoyment. Get the thumbs down, Turbo.
Oh,
Nova-
worse than me and
Nova-
NJ that time.
no, Metal Gear Solid 2 I actually had a laugh with, but no, fucking Mega Man Legends was just boring.
Okay.
But Nova did bring up a good point, though. I do deserve some of the blame for it
Why don't
because
you?
I was one. Because I was the one who I was one of those who voted for Mega
Oh
Man
yeah,
Legends.
you cunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
So-
bastard.
But I didn't think it was gonna be this bad though.
To be fair, it was down to
Damn.
a I had to toss a coin down between that and Rayman 2 anyway.
I'm
so-
sorry that happens, man. I didn't mean.
Damn.
As I said,
So
Dying.
in reality, it was the coin's fault.
Yeah.
For real.
Also, partly Dying. I'm not letting him pick next time.
I
He
told
doesn't,
you.
he doesn't get to pick a game.
Pick.
Every game
Are you
I've done,
serious?
he's picked has left me fucking in a state of decay. Fucking Vice Project Doom, that was okay till the end. Darkwing Duck killed me, and I got so angry at it, and
Oh,
now
that was-
fucking
that
Mega-
was-
that was Dying.
Darkwing Duck, that was me.
Oh, was that you? Oh,
Yeah,
you
that was
fucking prick.
bye.
Oh no, Dying was watching the stream. That was it. He was there till the end of
Yes.
the stream.
And I was in the call. That was crazy shit. Too easy to die in that
I was
game.
working that day. I didn't watch it.
As I say,
I
it doesn't.
need to come up with more picks for
As I
the.
say, just pick something.
choice.
Yeah, obviously, it'll get put in the poll. The next stream I'm going to be doing, obviously, it'll be next year, beginning of next year. I'm going to start KH2 anyway, so.
Sweet.
Superman 64.
I'm not
Perfect.
fucking. Unless it gets picked, I'm not fucking doing it.
Fuck yeah.
And even then, that'll be a short stream because I'm pretty sure even my tempo won't be able to contain
There's
my
no
stuff.
time.
Wait, what is he wanting?
Superman
What?
64.
What is he? What is it?
Superman
Superman
64.
Oh yeah, it's my boy Keith.
No. Get
Oh
the
no,
fuck
it's
out
a
of here.
game.
Why are the cameramen going for shots of the guys' asses?
That should tell you something. They like big, sweaty man ass.
Maybe
Vince
Vince
McMahon in
maybe
the
Vince
background.
McMahon
Get
is in the back.
the shot! Get the
Get a
shot, damn it!
Get closer. Zoom in on that.
We have the men. We have the men by the ring, just outside the ropes, and we need a split shot of their ass.
Big man ass right there for you.
Close up on that ass. That's right. Close up on their ass.
Ooh, right into the thing there.
Oh,
If-
turnbuckle shot.
You think backstage, instead of Vince going what a maneuver, he'll just go, "What a camera shot!"
What an angle.
Oh,
No,
Do you
you
start
see
to
in the
that?
you see backstage the generic
Elimination.
jackhammer will be jacking off.
Actually, because I was looking it up earlier, and I still have the tab open.
bye bye.
I have a question for you, Turbo.
Go for it.
The way you look at Hulk Hogan, do you consider him, at least to you, as having X-Pac heat?
At this point in time, like this show that we're watching now,
No, just in general.
I think no in general, but there was a point in time where he did. I think by probably late 1990, maybe 91, I think he did start definitely getting it. I definitely say by 92 he was getting X-Pac heat though.
I meant to you.
Oh, in general, I don't like Hogan. I've never liked Hogan.
So
Yes.
Yeah,
X-Pac
I
heat.
yeah. For me, it's always X-Pac heat with Hogan. I have
Yeah,
never
and
enjoyed
you know
Hogan's
what you know
stuff.
what you know what I mean when I say X-Pac heat, right?
Oh, go away. If Hogan was never there, I wouldn't give a
Yes.
shit.
Exactly.
It wouldn't
It's
deter my enjoyment of the show if he wasn't there.
The TV tropes page, like it actually calls the trope itself is actually called X-Pac heat, just because of the fact that
Well, it's well
X-Pac.
known. It surprised me that because with X-Pac, here's the thing: he was always a good in-ring worker. He was never really put in the main event place. He was always just there to enhance other guys. I'm surprised that they. I
The
don't know.
thing here was the thing with X-Pac that made people like turn against him and why he started getting that heat is because like the guy suffered from like not like basically being the same character.
Oh yeah, there was no progression, but at the same time, he was never really meant to. You know, he was never a key star. He was never Hogan. He was never Austin. He was just there to, test the new guys. Have, pretty good matches on Raws and SmackDowns and stuff. He was just there to be a good handler. It's not like he had a place of prominence on the show or anything like that.
Look,
Yeah, the
here,
thing.
get the shovel. Get the shovel. Got Hogan in the ring.
I thought you were going to say there's Triple H.
Here we go.
AJ.
Time to bury
A
the
shovel in one hand, a sledgehammer in the other. His kitchen utensils, essentially.
But I was gonna say though was like the thing with Xbox was like because like even when DX was over, he kind of was still doing that whole thing with
he never changed at all.
yeah,
I
and
like
the
that
thing
stock back in them days.
and the thing was like I think because of that people were just getting bored of him. It's like okay, bathroom break time. And then eventually people just got sick of him because he was on the show all the time and he oddly had a reputation of like he'd attach to someone who had some momentum, would lose to them, and then suddenly would just beat them cleanly in the next match. And that happened more than once.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say he had a reputation like the time he took a shit in Mark Henry's Subway sandwich.
Yeah, right.
Apparently a true story, by the way.
And also, to be honest, like his performances over the years did start to get worse.
They definitely did start going down the climb. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think he ever reached the point where he couldn't wrestle a match at least half decently. But he was definitely a lot slower. He wasn't really as agile and stuff. But obviously that's what happens with age. But here's the thing, even apparently on the indies and stuff, he pretty much does the same shit, has the same kind of character they even had during the late 90s and stuff. So yeah, he's no progression. I can see why it's called X-Pac Heat. I personally just never really disliked X-Pac in that way. I always thought he was just a decent.
Oh, I've never disliked X-Pac either.
No, me neither.
X-Pac.
He wasn't bad. He was just overexposed.
Yeah,
There you go.
and the thing was like basically just people, but like by the time he ended with WWE, people were just they didn't like him.
Yeah.
And even like fellow wrestlers didn't like him, and then of course his reputation went further downhill with the infamous sex tape with China, the domestic violence with China, and the crystal meth addiction that he had that actually got him fired from TNA when he botched a match really badly with AJ Styles.
Wow.
The one night in China.
Yeah, and basically over the years, people have since warmed up to him because he's basically cleaned his fucking act.
As I say, I mean, actually, who would everybody consider that they have X-Pac heat with? Not necessarily who the crowd, but who you personally have go away heat for.
Right.
For me, it's an easy answer. Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar, fair enough.
Cool.
Lesnar for sure.
Okay, Scarecrow, what about you?
Me would be Lesnar.
Come back to me.
Lesnar, who would I say? I don't want to say Lesnar just to try and break the trend.
Exactly.
I guess a better question would be aside from Brock Lesnar.
I've got
Yes.
one, but it's technically cheating as well. But I'm gonna say Stephanie McMahon.
What?
Stephanie McMahon does have that kind of heat for some people.
The thing is with Stephanie, they don't know what they want to do with her. One moment they want her to be this fucking glowing representation of the woman's evolution, even though she had very little to do with it. It was mainly her husband. But they try and bring her off as like the big fucking, goddess of it all. And then the next they're trying to have her be like the new Vince McMahon, like heel authority figure and stuff. And here's the thing. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's like she tries to play up her accomplishments more than they are, and she tries to play up others' accomplishments as hers as well. As in real life, like I say, it was mainly Triple H who actually had more to do with the women's revolution than she did. So I don't know. For me, for a long time now, I just had a lot of go away heat in terms of where Stephanie McMahon's concerned. But you still haven't actually answered yet, Scarecrow, by the way.
Well, I know I have not. It's tough.
I was just gonna say Scarecrow's X-Pac heat is basically the majority of fans on Twitter.
Oh, I've got it. Byron Saxton.
Savage with the roll up.
Shut up, Saxon.
Oh, for me, definitely Daniel Bryan.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, I'm not a big Daniel Bryan fan. I've always said this. I don't dislike him, but I know you actually don't like him.
Yeah, I do not. He's probably the only because I was considering Seth Rollins because I was taking game was advice aside from Brock. Yeah, because everybody is always playing up Rollins. It gets old.
I will say this. I do agree. I mean, I don't agree with Thing. I think Rollins is probably maybe apart from AJ Styles the best in-ring worker, but fucking hell, they do not keep his character consistent with in terms of quality.
No.
There's very little character there for Rollins at all.
I don't know. It's hard for me to even ever consider having that sort of heat with Rollins.
I wouldn't either.
Especially ever since the Gauntlet match.
The problem is, like, they had that match and a bunch of other matches. It got Rollins over really, really well. Actually building back up from, pretty much a mid-carder, but they didn't do anything with it. This is always the same fucking problem with WWE. They start something, it starts to work, they either change it or they just drop it. And it's like always the fucking same. I know, here's the thing, they didn't even start that, it was getting over. Let's not fucking use it.
At least now the man has the U.S. belt again.
Oh yeah, that fucking thing. Yay.
Yeah, on Christmas. That was a good present. I actually love that.
Probably sex with Lana was a better Christmas present for him than that.
Well, I mean, it's not a present when you get it every day.
He does bring up a fair point.
I don't know. I think I'd still probably have that in the U.S. title.
Okay, I did not actually know this.
What?
Honor go.
So I'm looking at some of the other trope stuff because it mentions all the other different examples and stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot about this with the Honky Tonk Man. Was that he was originally a babyface and fans didn't like the character.
No, didn't they take a poll on whether this guy should be face or heel or something? Yeah.
He had a series of vote of confidence promos.
Well, seriously, who the fuck wants an Elvis gimmick like this in the late 80s? Actually, I'm pretty sure wasn't Elvis. Elvis was dead at this point, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So why the fuck would people impersonate a dead man?
So interestingly enough,
fucking idiot Vince.
I had forgotten about mostly because I had forgotten about it, but apparently X-Pac Heat was originally known as Boss Man Heat.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
apparently it had a lot to do with the Big Boss Man's second WWF tenure.
Oh, wow.
To be fair, by the time I started watching wrestling, though, I think he had literally just left, so...
Yeah, the thing was, it was like that second run, when he was,
Oh, yeah,
with
he
the
had
Miz.
Shield, the Alpha version.
Yeah, and basically, eventually, what happened was that X-Pac Heat became more nuclear, so the usage began to die off, and then pretty much completely died off. Unfortunately, when Ray Traylor passed away, basically, is out of respect for the man.
Oh, yeah, didn't he die around 2002 or something?
And the thing too is that Bossman was incredibly well liked backstage. He was really popular in the locker room.
He lost a lot of weight between this point and later in the late 90s.
Yeah,
he was half the size practically.
He apparently donated massive amounts of money and personal time to charity, and
didn't Terry Runnels always say he was like a second father to her or something?
Terry Taylor?
No, Terry Runnels. Terry.
Oh, possibly.
I heard that like to show her tits. At least the on the boob, anyway.
Titties.
And of course, here's the thing with Boss Man. This original incarnation with him was he was like for his size, he's a really good worker.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm surprised that they never at least gave Bossman a one-on-one match with Hogan at a pay-per-view. Like even if it was just a one-off program, you know, because like you said, Bossman was a big guy, probably the same size as Hogan, pretty decent heel and could work.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but the food is on its way, so I'm gonna have to keep track of it. So
yeah,
I will
no
be
problem, dude. No worries.
Although during his original run, wasn't Bossman actually well liked by the fan base?
Yes.
He did turn heel at some point, though. I remember that much. Well, he's playing heel here, obviously, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a.
But he was mainly a babyface during this time period.
Yes.
It was his second run where he was always a heel, anyway. So.
Yeah.
The Mega Powers versus 3-on-1.
Don't even get a real name.
That's pretty much what it is, because it's not. I mean, it's not the Mega Bucks, so. And Hogan attacks Slick just because.
Yeah, Slick just got his shit beat in.
Poor Slick.
He got smacked twice. I mean, beat him down for a second.
He's got a pimp.
Blam, blam.
He's got a pimp cane.
He does have a pimp cane.
He really does.
Oh, they got the handcuffs.
Oh
dude.
no. Boss man with the handcuffs.
And Hogan with his superhuman strength gonna break him.
You know,
Okay,
realistically
I could break
speaking,
those
if Hogan
fucking
wanted
handcuffs,
to
Jesus
break the
Christ.
count, he could just go back in the ring if
Yeah,
he
see,
needed
he
to.
can actually get back in the ring. It's not like he's stuck outside. He just can't really stand up once he gets back in the ring. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, that was
Yeah.
Macho. Never mind.
Brother!
Help me, brother.
Ref, that
I'll
would
be
be a
on in a
DQ.
second.
Send Bossman to the back.
Hey, Raph,
Ref?
do your job.
Ref?
Disqualification right there, man.
What the
You
hell?
can see him choking him with the nightstick. We know you just turned around. You're going
It
to
is
turn him out.
Earl Hebner, though. It is Earl Hebner, and this is a Hulk Hogan match. I'll leave it there.
I remember when we watched, because here's the thing, Scarecrow actually recently got around to redoing the big event that we lost, episode 4. In that match, Hogan keeps hitting Mr. Wonderful with a chair on the outside,
Yes.
and it's not a no DQ match, and the referee is watching it in full view.
Yep.
I can't remember if it was during the retake or the original take of that episode, but yeah, I kept calling the ref out on that one.
Stupid.
Alright, that one made sense because Earl was looking the other way. But here's the problem. At this point, why does it matter?
Yeah, it doesn't. That's why they're in the ring.
I think we're going to get a DQ ending here.
Are we serious?
Well, everybody's in the ring.
Not yet.
Hogan's tied to
Haven't
the
heard
fucking rope.
Haven't heard any bell rings or any, up. No, there's one.
Oh, well, he's got sent away anyway.
Gonna say there's Hebner doing his Hebner-y thing.
Yeah, Akeem just got ejected.
I thought you were going to say Kim just got eaten. I was going to say who by. Andre the Giant, he's about the only one that could actually handle that much food.
That's a lot of meat, baby.
And
That's a lot
drink
of meat.
170 beers afterwards.
Yeah.
Ugh.
An extra one just to wet the baby's ahead or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm
Oh.
half gone at the moment.
What? My whistle.
Wet my whistle.
I did that earlier, so I'm all right.
Alright, so who's actually left? Is it just Macho and Haku here?
I think it is. Because it
Yeah,
looked like
Ma-
Bossman
no.
was also ejected.
Hogan was not ejected, though.
Oh, is he not? Okay.
Well, yeah, how could you eject a man that's still handcuffed to the ring?
I don't think he was legal in the ring when he got sent outside and tied up, so I don't think he got counted out.
Yeah, because otherwise,
Kind of weird here that the heel side only has one member left, and the face side have 2, though.
Well, I mean,
All
it's
right.
Hogan.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Cheers.
Oh, damn, I didn't realize $1 Million Man was gone too. Shit,
I think he's been gone a while.
that sucks.
Yeah, I don't even see.
Meanwhile, Slick is still taunting
Yeah,
Hogan.
Bossman's gone as well, so yeah, he definitely got eliminated.
I think
Well, no,
Bossman was
Bossman and
ejected
Akeem got
along
ejected.
with Akeem.
Yep, bye. After the 20 nightstick shots in full view.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he
Only
didn't get
20.
ejected.
Only
Just seriously, has nobody got a fucking key for Hogan? He's been there for the last 5 minutes.
Elizabeth.
He's resting, brother.
Brother.
What the?
Oh, what the hell? Oh,
Of course.
He just picked Slick.
stupid Slick.
Take that, Slick.
And down goes Bobby Heenan.
Down goes Heenan.
With a brain.
And down goes Heenan.
It's the way he went down, though.
Elizabeth is still up, thankfully.
He just tumbled
He was
like a
like,
deck
down
of-
I go.
like a house of cards,
God.
And she goes into the man's pockets.
and pulls out his wallet and
Hey.
runs off.
That is probably
That's
the
a
key.
felony. Ma'am, what you just did, that's a felony. I'm just fucking with y'all. This is
All
wrestling.
right, so Hogan is back.
I don't know, is it?
Technically, yeah, there you go.
Hogan's free.
Hogan's free.
Hogan's
Oh
free.
no.
Time to
Oh,
do some-
shit.
Time to do some coke, brother.
Yeah, I had to have a woman do my dirty work for me, brother.
Of course.
That's what I'm used
I don't
to.
understand this mentality though of having essentially the heels be the babyface in the match, have been down 2-1 and still fighting. Quite thingy. Because here's the thing: Haku hasn't actually been cheating to beat Savage, so.
Nope.
And then he's got to take on Hogan. They're doing this like they do like nowadays. They book it in like backwards.
And here comes the one-man shoveling crew.
Here we go.
Alrighty, well, this match is over. Can we just
I
get
am
to the
a real Hulk Hoganian.
There's the boot.
Oh, look at the time. Oh,
This
wait, here's the thing:
match
only a
is-
minute 50 left. He can't have much grandstanding.
Oh yeah, he can't celebrate that much. There's the
Oh,
leg
this
drop.
isn't the original? They probably cut all that shit out.
It's over.
It's over.
And
Ding, ding,
there you go, Hogan.
Yeah.
Have your minute and a
ding.
half.
Okay,
of
that wasn't
celebration.
nearly as painful as I still say the second match on this card was way too fucking long, but whatever. The rest of
Yeah.
it wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
You thinking?
All right, boys, you know the score. I hope by now. What's your score out of 10? Anybody? Fun to go first if you want.
Wasn't really that bad. Not really offensive. Had some okay moments. Mostly just kind of boring. 5 out of 10.
Quite generous, but fair enough.
Yeah, it's a bit generous. I won't lie, but
All right, and
I can't always be a negative Nancy.
True.
4.5 out of 10.
Fair enough. No, another decent score.
We gotta hurry because we're running out of time
Yep.
on this one.
I give this show out of 10.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Instantly a
We're
10
gonna
out of 10 for Opine
We're
now.
gonna show no mercy. To the
Wait, sorry, I don't know if you actually gave me a genuine answer. to that
It was a
question.
burp.
Oh, fair enough.
Savage with that beginning intention.
I'll give this a 3.5. I was bored for most of it.
Same. That's the exact score I was gonna give it. 3.5. Thank you,
Where's
Turbo.
the last one?
And in an actual number, I give it a 3.
Fair enough. That's actually going to be interesting though, because just in time.
Actually, I changed my mind 4.
Oh, you would change your mind after the fucking video's ended.
Son of a bitch!
Yep. Too late.
It doesn't matter. We can still go.
Oh yeah, because of the Hulk Hogan celebration.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's
We'll,
gonna
we'll,
get
we'll
torn up,
just
brother.
pretend that Hogan's still grandstanding right now. Look at him showing off, pretending he's so fucking good.
Now, some say he's still grandstanding to this day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know that was very sudden, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, what am I doing? Actually, giving this a 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Let's put that. The only actual, I think, really bad match there was the second match. It was boring. It slogged on, and there was just too many people in it. So the others were just kind of meh.
Yeah.
God, that was an interesting one. We actually had 5 of us again for once. It's been a
Sweet.
while since we've had that many.
Hooray!
All right, so next, thank you, whoever's fapping. I think of you
That
too.
was me.
Next episode will be Royal Rumble 1989.
Yes.
We'll be there for that
Switching
one. I don't
gears.
know. Yep, finally getting close to the end of the decade now. It's been a long time coming, but thankfully we're not too far off the 90s. All right, thank you everybody for watching, and to every last one of you here as well. I suppose you can plug your shit if you want to.
Go ahead.
YouTube.com/OpineMan100. Please subscribe. It's family friendly, especially for the kids.
You've already had one fucking thing tonight with the live stream. You don't get to do it twice. Bad boy.
Oh, come on.
Just kidding. Anyway, carry on.
Opie family friendly.
Yes.
If the family's into incest, I suppose.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, carry on. Carry on plugging your stuff, guys.
Well, okay. Don't follow me at Veil Scarecrow. That's at VEIL Scarecrow on Twitter because I block stupid people.
How come you haven't blocked yourself then?
Because
Zing.
I'm smarter than the rest of the world.
In your head.
Where's Thunder? You wanna?
I got degrees to prove it, buddy. Let me know when you get some.
Who the hell needs a degree? I just need an angle. Wait.
God damn.
Okay, since neither Wiz or Thunder
You can
seems to have
follow me on the Twitters at GameWiz71 or at my very dead YouTube channel, GameWiz71.
I do car things occasionally. It's HG Central if you want to check it out. And also come follow me on Twitter and Twitch at HG Central YT.
And let's end this
Yes,
now
cars.
before Thunder and Scarecrow get into a fist fight. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, so a
Honda
nice fist wink. Good night, everybody.